Selamat pagi dan selamat sejahtera tuan-tuan dan puan-puan. Pihak majlis amat mengalu-alukan kehadiran hadirin sekalian ke program Postgraduate Welcome Day 2025. Selamat pagi dan selamat sejahtera. Saya Teo Heng Yao, mahasiswa Sarjana Kejuruteraan Mekanikal Universiti Tun Hussein On Malaysia selaku pengacara majlis anda pada pagi hari ini. Yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Mas Fauzi bin Muhammad Ali, Naib Chancellor UTHM. Yang berusaha Profesor Dr. Muhammad Zaki bin Noor, Dekan Pusat Pengajian Siswaza UTHM. Yang berusaha Profesor Madya Engineer Teknologis Dr. Haisham bin Abdul Rahman, Timbalan Dekan Pembangunan Siswaza Pusat Pengajian Siswaza UTHM. Yang berusaha Teknologis Dr. Khairul Anwar bin Abdul Rahman, Ketua Jabatan Pusat Pengajian Siswaza UTHM. Wakil-wakil pensyarah Pusat Pengajian Siswaza UTHM, wakil-wakil Pusat Pembelajaran Maya UTHM, wakil-wakil Pasca Siswaza Universiti Tun Hussein On Malaysia, serta pelajar-pelajar Pasca Siswaza baru kemasukan sesi 2025-2026. Selamat datang ke program Postgraduate Welcome Day 2025. Pertama-tamanya, marilah kita memanjatkan rasa syukur kerana dapat berhimpun pada hari ini dalam suasana yang penuh dirahmati. Bagi pihak majlis, saya mengalu-alukan kehadiran tuan-tuan dan puan-puan. Seterusnya, hadirin hadirat di atas kesudian melapangkan masa bersama kita pada hari ini. Tuan-tuan, puan-puan dan hadirin sekalian, sebelum kita mulakan upacara seterusnya, bagi memohon keberkatan, dengan ini saya menjemput saudara Muhammad Zulizam bin Abdul Ghani untuk memimpin bacaan doa.
Kita mulakan dengan Ummul Kitab Al-Fatihah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Hamdan hamidin, hamdan syakirin, hamdan wafi ni'amika fi mazidah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalalika azimi sultanik. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Ya Allah, Engkaulah yang mempunyai segala kepujian, Engkaulah yang berhak menerima segala kepujian, Engkaulah yang berhak menerima segala kesyukuran. Engkaulah yang memiliki segala pemerintahan, di tangan Engkaulah segala kebajikan, dan kepada Engkaulah kembali segala urusan. Cucurilah rahmat dan rahim-Mu ke atas majlis PG Welcome Day yang diadakan pada hari ini. Berkatilah ia dari awal hingga akhirnya. Kami juga memohon perlindungan daripada-Mu daripada segala perkara yang boleh mencacat celakan majlis kami pada hari ini. Kami juga memohon kepada-Mu agar menghindari kami daripada perkara yang melalaikan dan berbuat taat kepada-Mu, dan kami serah jua apa urusan kami. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina alhamdulillahirabbil alamin.
Terima kasih atas pemimpin bacaan doa sebentar tadi. Hadirin dan hadirat yang dihormati sekalian, program kita pada hari ini dijalankan dengan tujuan untuk menyambut dan memperkenalkan pelajar pasca siswaza, master dan PhD yang baru mendaftar kepada komuniti akademik Universiti Tun Hussein On Malaysia. Secara umumnya, majlis ini berfungsi untuk sebagai orientasi rasmi dan persediaan awal antara pelajar dengan fakulti, penyelia dan rakan penyelidik lain. Dalam program ini, kami menyambut baik kedatangan pelajar pasca siswaza baru, memperkenalkan struktur dan sokongan akademik, menggalakkan hubungan dan rangkaian sosial, meningkatkan motivasi dan semangat pelajar serta mempromosikan budaya penyelidikan dan inovasi UTHM. Tumbuh tinggi pepohon ara, buat peneduh bangsawan budiman. Ucapan tuan pembuka acara, buat aluan jadi kenangan. Hadirin dan hadirat sekalian, majlis kita diteruskan dengan ucapan alu-aluan majlis dari yang berusaha Profesor Dr. Zaki bin Noor, Dekan Pusat Pengajian Siswaza UTHM. Majlis dengan segala hormatnya mempersilakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, salam maju Johor. Tahniah saya ucapkan kepada semua pelajar pasca siswaza yang baru mendaftarkan diri pada semester ini. Saya bagi pihak Pusat Pengajian Siswaza Universiti Tun Hussein On Malaysia dengan sukacitanya mengalu-alukan kehadiran para pelajar pasca siswazah baharu ke dalam keluarga besar UTHM. Syabas atas kejayaan anda melangkah ke fasa penting dalam perjalanan akademik dan profesional masing-masing. Pengajian peringkat pasca siswazah di UTHM bukan sekadar untuk memperolehi ijazah semata-mata. Ia merupakan satu proses untuk memperkasakan ilmu pengetahuan, untuk memperkukuhkan keupayaan penyelidikan dan kemahiran profesional, serta memberi sumbangan bermakna kepada bidang pengajian dan masyarakat. Di universiti ini, anda merupakan sebahagian daripada komuniti ilmuwan, penyelia dan rakan penyelidik yang sentiasa komited untuk saling menyokong dan menginspirasikan antara satu sama lain. Sesungguhnya, perjalanan sebagai pelajar pasca siswazah tidak akan sunyi daripada cabaran. Namun demikian, setiap cabaran merupakan peluang untuk membina ketahanan diri serta memupuk kematangan dan kecemerlangan. Gunakan peluang ini untuk mendalami ilmu, berfikiran secara kritikal dan melibatkan diri secara aktif dalam komuniti akademik. Jalinkan kerjasama antara satu sama lain. Buatkan perkongsian ilmu serta ciptakan idea-idea baharu yang mampu membentuk penyelesaian untuk masa hadapan. Pihak universiti khususnya Pusat Pengajian Siswazah komited menyediakan segala kemudahan persekitaran pembelajaran dan penyelidikan yang kondusif, inovatif serta berdaya saing bagi memastikan anda dapat berkembang dengan cemerlang. Selain itu, kami juga ada menyediakan pelbagai program berbentuk bukan akademik bagi menyokong pengajian pelajar di universiti dan mewujudkan persekitaran yang memberi pengalaman yang manis kepada para pelajar. Sekali lagi, saya mengucapkan selamat datang ke Universiti Tun Hussein On Malaysia. Saya mendoakan semoga anda mencapai kecemerlangan dan kejayaan dalam meniti perjalanan pengajian pasca siswazah ini, serta memberi sumbangan berharga kepada pembangunan ilmu dan kemanusiaan. Sekian, wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih Yang Berusaha Profesor Dr. Zaki bin Noor, Dekan Pusat Pengajian Siswaza UTHM di atas ucapan sebentar tadi. Emas tempawan buatmu puteri, busana indah buat rupawan. Sudilah tuan tampilkan diri bersama madai kata aluan. Hadirin sekalian, majlis kita diteruskan lagi dengan ucapan alu-aluan majlis dari Yang Berusaha Profesor Dr. Mas Fauzi bin Muhammad Ali, Naib Chancellor UTHM. Majlis dengan segala hormatnya mempersilakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, salam maju Johor dan salam Malaysia Madani. Alhamdulillah, pertama sekali saya ucapkan tahniah dan terima kasih kepada saudara-saudari yang memilih UTHM sebagai tempat melanjutkan pengajian di peringkat pasal siswazah. Saya bagi pihak universiti mengalu-alukan dan menyambut baik kehadiran saudara-saudari di sini sebagai salah seorang daripada keluarga besar UTHM. Saya percaya saudara-saudari datang ke sini dengan tujuan ataupun dengan cita-cita yang mana untuk menjadi seseorang yang lebih baik apabila graduan daripada sini. InsyaAllah kami di sini menyediakan pelbagai platform, pelbagai kemudahan dan juga kita ada ramai pakar-pakar yang akan membantu saudara-saudari mencapai cita-cita tersebut. So insyaAllah gunakanlah masa ini sebaik-baiknya sebab masa belajar inilah antara waktu-waktu yang paling seronok lah dalam sepanjang kehidupan saudara-saudari sebelum menceburkan diri di alam pekerjaan nanti. Saya ucapkan semoga perjalanan saudara-saudari di sini dipermudahkan dan beroleh kejayaan di dunia dan di akhirat. Sekian, wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Mas Fauzi bin Muhammad Ali, Naib Chancellor UTHM di atas ucapan aluan sebentar tadi. Majlis diteruskan lagi dengan panel jemputan kita pada hari ini yang berusaha Profesor Madya Teknologis Dr. Rahisha binti bin Abdul Rahman, Timbalan Dekan Pembangunan Siswaza, Pusat Pengajian Siswaza UTHM untuk mengongsikan berkaitan dengan sedikit taklimat berkenaan pasca siswaza. Majlis dengan segala hormatnya mempersilakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning to everyone. Thank you Mr. Chairman. Thank you everyone. Assalamualaikum and I'm delighted to welcome everyone, all international, all postgraduate students, both local and international students. Who attended this event this morning. On behalf of Center for Graduate Studies, we are delighted to welcome you all to be part of UTHM families to pursue your postgraduate studies. In this morning, we're going to have a brief, welcome briefing to everyone for postgraduate studies. Related to your postgraduate journeys at UTHM. So I do believe that everyone here is just enrolled at UTHM probably this week, and some of you probably last semester, and I do believe that some of you is actually about to register next couple of weeks, especially for research student. Alright, this morning we're going to have overview about Center for Graduate Studies, about our service to all the students, to cater all the students, so that all students will have be closer to Center for Graduate Studies throughout the period of studies at UTHM. So all about Center, this is our building. It is F6. You can search in the Google Map. It is Center for Graduate Studies. It is at level 3. We here to cater mainly, generally, on the entire ecosystem of postgraduate journeys at UTHM. So basically, from the admission, academic management, student development, thesis viva processing and student record, until from the admission until graduations. So be familiar with this building. I hope you have to be here throughout your studies for all academic matters related to your postgraduate studies. Not to deny, of course, we are the heart of postgraduate management office at UTHM to assist and to help you throughout your journey at UTHM. Just to introduce to you all about our organization chart. So CGS is led by Professor Muhammad Zaki as the Dean, and we have 2 Deputy Dean, Associate Professor Dr. Farida and myself, Dr. Hisham Abdul Rahman, on the cluster of academic development, as well as and the other section is academic and research. And we are supported by 3 head of department, which is Associate Prof. Dr. Nur Hadila, Associate Prof. Dr. T.S. Nur Hayati, and Technologist Dr. Khairul Anwar. All of these head of department fully support the whole ecosystem in academic, research, as well as student development. Of course, as family members at the CGS, we have 4 main units, which is we have academic units, we have research unit, and we have student development unit, as well as the admission and finance. These are the whole ecosystem. I think about 22 staff here to support you, to support all of the students for any issues or problem related to your studies. All right, what we offer. Okay, what we offer at Center for Graduate Studies is actually 2 core values, two main function at UTHM. First is academic and admission support, in which for this one it is related to the registration, course registration, academic rule and regulations, all the academic deadlines, thesis, viva, submission, and then also provide support from time to time, of course, to facilitate all students whenever the student facing the difficulties or any issues related to your studies, regardless whether it is on academic affairs or other related issues. And on the other part, we'll have a second division, which is a student development and engagement. In this one, we primarily focus on student enhancement program, student program and activities in a way to provide a good ecosystem to balance between academic and non-academic or beyond classroom activities, so that all students should be able to enjoy throughout the period of studies as a postgraduate student. So in these divisions for the student development and engagement, we mainly focus to encourage all the postgraduate students to engage with activities, various type of activities like postgraduate enhancement program. We organize postgraduate week, in which we motivate or encourage all postgraduate students to be connected a bit amongst all of the students, and then in which for that particular week we're going to have various type of activities. For example, we're going to have 3-minute thesis competitions that will gather all students, PhD students from various faculty to compete and to represent UTHM at the national level. We're going to have Eid celebrations. We're going to have PG, Postgraduate Appreciation Days, in which we recognize and we try to appreciate every single contribution of the postgraduate student toward the development of postgraduate studies at UTHM. Apart from that, we also have, prior to the convocation, we're going to have a hooding ceremony in which we recognize academic excellence for the period of studies at UTHM. These are 2 main categories, 2 main clusters at CGS, in which we're going to provide a support and to ensure a balance and quality life and ecosystem for postgraduate students, whether they are doing by coursework, by research, or by mixed mode program. All right, there are also, under the CGS, we are also offering a quite number of facilities. One of the most popular one is actually the postgraduate workstation, in which the student able to book and to have a dedicated workstation during the period of studies. At the library, we have in the Pago, in the library UTHM, and we also have them at the faculty, whether it depends to the student and whether they are more to be at the at the public or they want to go for the labs. So for this one, all these students just need to apply. For this one, scan the QR code, or it is available in the CGS website, so that student can book and they can have dedicated facilities for this one, for postgraduate workstation. Apart from this, we also have a postgraduate lounge, and we have we also have a meeting room to be booked by the student for a meeting, for any kind of activities, so that students not only focus on their studies and research in the lab, they also will have an opportunity to engage with their buddies, with their friends, and with their people from other faculty as well. So this is a great opportunity for postgraduate student to familiar, to be friend, to be engaged with all students at UTHM, regardless whether they are coming from, they are local or international student. Okay, beyond classroom, this about the other half of the role at the center of the graduate studies, apart from academic and research as a mainstream at UTHM. Of course, students need to have a balanced quality of life, not to just stress at the lab, in the classroom or exam, with the coursework assignment, and so many hectic activities related to academic. Students need to have a balanced ecosystem in which we at the CGS would encourage all students to be actively involved in our all of our activities that we organize through the club or through the faculty. In this way, we can ensure students would have a nice and good experience throughout the journey of their studies. And this one is categorized into 2 or 3 clusters. First is academic related matters, to ensure academic enhancement program, such as short courses in which a sharing session for a student to enhance their skill and expertise. For example, how to publish paper, how to publish in high impact journal, how to success in how to manage your supervisors. These are the skills that is really important for a postgraduate student, as a matured student, to be familiar with. Apart from that, we have other cluster, which is sport and recreational activities, in which we constantly at CGS we constantly will encourage all students to join all the organized activities. We have the hikings, we have field trip, we have short trip to many places. That's depend to your preference. That can be channeled through faculty or student society. And then we also organize a competition, simple competition within the UTHM, so that to be a platform for a student to exercise, to practice their skill, especially before they present at the like a mini colloquium. We have exhibition within the UTHM, so that all the postgraduate will be familiar. Before they go to the at the national and international level. Apart from that, we constantly organize a PG gathering or high tea at the faculty level or at the UTHM level, so that we we keep maintain a good social networking amongst you all of the students, and we get connected with each other. And then we have fun trip and visit, field trip, academic visit, a fun trip, recreational visit outside UTHM, and many more. These are, some of the bread and butter here at UTHM to ensure a balanced and a very quality postgraduate experience at UTHM. Okay, these are some example of photos that been, our recent activities. We went to Tanjung Tuan, we went to PD, Port Dickson, we go for hiking. We have this, this one we have that involve international student and local student, mix various races so that we will be as a team, various faculty. So this is the only time that you will, all the students will have the opportunity to get to know friends from other faculty, not just from your sole faculty. So by this way, that will help all students to, becoming better and better in terms of the soft skill to organize event, to be part of the to be part of the club members organizing committee, to ensure a smooth and a good activities. These are also example of sharing session done by a prominent professor to talk or to speak about academic related matters such as publications, high impact journal, how to produce a book, how to execute your research work, how to. These are the things that we always constantly provide to the student to ensure a good quality of output from your studies. Alright, these are other social events that we organized previously. We have like a PG Week. We recognize all the achievement amongst the student, as simple as the like this one. Best presenter for the 3MT, we have busking, we have Eid celebrations, we have fun run, we have CSR program, and all these happy faces is the reflection of our life at UTHM. Alright, now we have a postgraduate community at UTHM. We have altogether around 2,700 mixed postgraduate, master, PhD, local and international students that reflect about 25% of UTHM community from various countries around the world, up to 25 countries. And please grab this opportunity to engage and to be connected with each other, because at the end of the day, a student or postgraduate student will be somebody at their home countries, at in their respective field, and then the moment we get connected here, we will get the opportunity to enhance our networking for future. So I would encourage everyone to stay connected with the CGS through our official channel, in which that is the platform that we constantly use to deliver some important message, reminder, some good activities for students to join. Follow our media social, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and one most important is to join as the Graduate Student Association, which is GSA, in which these are the backbone of postgraduate student society here, in which you can channel up your ideas or your suggestion to further improve all activities and a program organized primarily by Center for Graduate Studies, CGS, and generally at UTHM level. All right, thank you very much for your patience. I wish everyone have a very comfortable journey and at UTHM, and success in postgraduate studies is not about the speed, it is about the growth, resilience, and contribution. So with that in mind, so I wish everyone will have a very successful and a very high quality student life as postgraduate student at UTHM. We are here at CGS with constantly and provide support to throughout your period of years at UTHM, no matter for whatever issues that we can help where possible. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Wih, cikit juga.
Terima kasih diucapkan kepada Profesor Madya, Engineer Teknologis Dr. Raisham bin Abdul Rahman di atas taklimat pasca siswaza sebentar tadi. Majlis diteruskan lagi dengan panel jemputan Puan Siti Rauda binti Majlis diteruskan lagi dengan panel jemputan kita yang lain yang berusaha Profesor Madya, Chemistry Dr. Farida binti Abu Bakar di atas Timbalan Dekan Akademik dan Penyelidikan Pusat Pengajian Siswaza UTHM untuk memperkenalkan struktur dan sokongan akademik kepada pelajar pasca siswaza baru. Majlis dengan segala hormatnya mempersilakan.
Alright, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning to all. So I'm Farida binti Abu Bakar from Center for Graduate Studies, UTHM. So first and foremost, I would like to welcome all of you. Thank you for choosing UTHM as your university of choice to do your postgraduate program. So today I would like to share with you the academic regulation that you need to fulfill throughout your journey, your postgraduate journey in UTHM. So let's get started. All right. So first and foremost, I would like to define the difference between a PhD and a master's degree. So for when you register to a PhD program, what we aim is to build on the knowledge, skills, abilities that individual has obtained at master level. So basically for those who register to a postgraduate program, PhD program, basically you will go through your master's degree beforehand and then only you go to the PhD level. So I will talk about this a little bit more later on. And then for a master's degree program, it allows an individual to develop and enhance knowledge, skills and ability obtained at the bachelor degree. So basically during your bachelor degree, you have done your final year project. So basically it's just an extension, a little bit of extension of your bachelor degree program. And then for a PhD is even more as compared to your master's degree, we need to have the depth and the breadth of the knowledge. Yeah, it's not here. Yeah, it is already. All right. Okay. So, all right. So when we do our postgraduate program, especially for a research program, definitely the journey is going to be like a marathon rather than a normal pace that you always do during your bachelor degree program. So there are things that can speed up and there might be some things that you may stumble along the way. But then if you were to have a smooth sailing journey, you might want to upgrade your master's degree to a PhD rather than finishing your PhD beforehand, your master's degree, your master's degree beforehand and then go towards your PhD studies. So what can you do to upgrade yourself from a master's degree to PhD? So basically, you need to have a CGPA of 3.5 during your bachelor degree, and then you need to publish at least one publication as the first author or the corresponding author as well. and then you need to have the endorsement from JKPSF. This is from your faculty itself, and then the application should be submitted during your second semester of the study. So basically, during your first year, you need to have able to publish at least one publication so that you are eligible to upgrade yourself from a master program to a PhD program. So why is this important? Because you can save a lot of time and money, of course, so that you can skip your master's program and go directly to your PhD level. So we will have a little bit of evaluation before we can proceed to up your level from a master's program to a PhD level. So basically, you need to carry out a little bit of evaluation, which is a proposal defense, and then you are going to have another endorsement by the faculty, whereby you need to sit for another assessment as well. So you need to, during your first semester and the second semester, you need to fill in your ELKP report, which is your progress report, so that we know that you have the ability to upgrade yourself from a master's degree to a PhD program. All right. So basically, after you have done your proposal defense, you need to do another evaluation, whereby we will have one internal examiner, one external examiner, and a chairperson. So in this session, it's not the same as your proposal defense, but in this evaluation, you need to at least present what you propose to do in your PhD level rather than your master's degree. So once that have been done, and if the faculty and the Senate feel that you are eligible and you're fit to go through your PhD without having to complete your master's degree, you can be promoted to a PhD level. All right. So these are the requirements that needs to be fulfilled by all of the postgraduate students, including the local student. So first and foremost, we have English requirement. So the English requirement is not being put by the UTHM itself, but also the MQA. So the brief idea is that you need to achieve at least CIFAR High B1 level. So CIFAR High B1 level, what is it? So you need to look upon this table. So if you were to take MUAT, you need to reach at least a minimum score of 3.5, and IELTS is 5.0, TOEFL 40 or 7.5, Pearson test of English is 47, Cambridge test qualification and test is 154, and the ELS is 107. So basically, all of the postgraduate students needs to fulfill this English requirement, except for those who graduated from English-speaking country and those who would like to write their thesis in Bahasa Malaysia. So instead of having to fulfill the requirement of CIFAR High B1 level, those students who wish to write their thesis in Bahasa Malaysia should fulfill the requirement of English with CIFAR Low B1 level. So let's see what are the minimum average score. So basically, instead of 4 for MUAT, so you need to fulfill 3.0, so on and so forth. All right, so a waiver of English proficiency requirement may be granted, but limited to international students from Indonesia, Brunei, Singapore, and Southern Thailand who have completed their academic qualification at institutions where Bahasa Malaysia is exclusive language of instruction. So for those who's from Indonesia, for instance, if your university taught the program in Bahasa Indonesia, so this does not comply. You need to fulfill the requirement of English requirement, which is CIFAR High B1, or if you wish to write in Bahasa Malaysia, you need to do the CIFAR B1. All right. So as I have explained before, those who graduated from English-speaking country, it means that it doesn't mean that if you are born from this country, you are going to have a waiver of English. No, but the concept is that if you graduated from university in countries listed here, means that you are eligible to have the waiver of this English requirement. So this includes New Zealand, Tonga, United States of America, UK, Ireland, so on and so forth. So let's talk about the duration of study. So basically, when we study the postgraduate study, the journey is not going to be like your undergraduate journey. Therefore, what we are going to tell you is that you may have a lengthy journey for your postgraduate study, or you may speed up. For example, just now, you can upgrade yourself from master's degree to PhD. So, for master's degree program, if you're doing a full-time program, a minimum of 2 years, so commonly people will be able to graduate within 2 years with a maximum years of 4 years. So basically, you need to make sure that you plan your journey well so that you can actually fulfill all the requirements needed for you to be conferred the degree by a minimum of 2 years and a maximum of 4 years. For those who register for part-time for master's degree, the minimum years is 3 years and the maximum is 5.5 years. So on the other hand, for those registering for PhD program, you have a minimum of 3 years. So basically, you will have 3 solid years to fulfill all the requirements needed for the conferment of the degree, and a maximum of 7 years. And for the part-time students, you will have 4 years and a maximum of 9 years of study. So basically, if you have stumbled into all other things that you feel that you need to have more semester or more years to complete your study, you can appeal to have more semester with the approval of your faculty and the University Senate. Okay. So along the way, like for example, I'm just going to give you an analogy. If you were to go from point A and to point B and you're using Waze, right? Sometimes you miss a turn and Waze never say that, oh, you have gone to the wrong way. But instead, the Waze will always say that they will be recalculating, right? Recalculating, and they will show you a new route. So, same like in your postgraduate study, sometimes you need to take a break, or sometimes you need to defer your study in any reason. So you may do so, you may defer your study with all these requirements. So there are certain things that you may that may lead you to defer your study. First and foremost is the medical reason. So students may apply for deferment of study on medical grounds by submitting a certification by the medical officer of the university or from the government hospital. So if you defer your study due to medical reason, basically we will not count the semester in the counting of semester, because this is important, because just now we have the minimum and maximum number of years that you need to complete your study. So if you were to defer your study due to medical reason, that shall not be counted in your number of semester. And then you can defer your study due to national issue or agenda. So you may apply for deferment due to national agenda or issue to JKPSF, which is your faculty, and the deferment period due to the national issue or agenda will not be counted in the number of semester taken as well. All right, so apart from that, you may have non-medical reason, which is a personal reason, so deferment will be counted in your semester taken, and students are not allowed to make deferment more than 2 consecutive semesters. So basically, you are limited to 4 semesters only for the entire duration. So you cannot just keep on deferring your study, but you may defer your study 2 consecutive semesters at a time. And then deferment of study made in week 1 to week 7 of the present semester shall be charged half of the total fee, and deferment of study beyond week 7 of the present semester shall be charged a total fee. So basically, if you know that you're going to defer your study, it is advisable for you to apply for deferment a semester before, prior to the semester itself, because if not, even if you were to defer your study in the first week of your study, you will charge half of the total fee. All right. So for research student, we shall have continuous assessment that you need to fulfill prior to the conferment of your degree. So the continuous assessment includes the first compulsory evaluation, which is the proposal defense, and then we have the periodic evaluation, progress presentation, and second compulsory evaluation will be the pre-viva, and the final evaluation will be the viva voce itself. So basically, the periodic evaluation is what we call ELKP at the moment. So every semester, every student need to register to the research program, and then they need to write the progress in the progress report, and your supervisor will evaluate and give you appraisal on your progress of the semester itself. All right. These are the grading system that we will have, that all the students have to abide. So basically, we will have, if you get your marks 65 and above, you will be having the result of good standing, and you will be eligible to continue the study and eligible to be conferred the degree. And then if your marks for your progress is around 60 to 64, you will have conditional standing KS. So it means that you are not eligible to be conferred the degree, and if your marks is between 55 and below, so it will be fail. So you need to make sure that your progress is good enough, and then you need to make sure that you do have progress all along the way throughout your study. All right. For research student, you may write your thesis in two different styles, which are the conventional base, which is the basic thesis writing style. So you need to have one thesis and publication. So the thesis can be either fundamental or applied research, and the assessor shall be among the academics, and assessment shall mainly look upon the contribution of the fundamental knowledge. So basically, for the conventional based thesis, for PhD, you need to have one journal article and a master for one journal proceeding article. That is the minimum requirement. So I will tell you about the requirements a bit later. All right. So another way of writing your thesis will be the publication-based thesis. So basically, if you were to write your thesis, according to the publication-based thesis, the basic requirement is that you need to write one thesis and fulfill the publication requirement for the publication-based thesis. And then the basic criteria for your viva later on, that the assessor shall be among the academics as well, and the assessment shall mainly look upon the contribution on the fundamental knowledge. So basically, how are you going to know whether you are eligible to write your thesis for publication base? So you need to make sure that you fulfill the requirement. Like for example, if you register to a PhD program and you are keen to write your thesis in publication-based thesis, therefore you need to publish not less than 3 articles. And it's not just Scopus index articles, but you need to have a minimum of 2 articles in Q1 and 1 article in Q2 quartile. And for master's degree, you need to have published at least 2 articles, whereby a minimum of 1 Q1 and 1 Q2 quartiles of the publication. All right. So the publication requirement just now is what the little requirement that you need to fulfill prior to choose the way you write your thesis. But this requirement are the requirement that you need to fulfill prior to the conferment of the degree. So basically, if you are registering to a postgraduate program in science, technology and engineering, so For a master's degree, you need to have one thesis and publish one article in Scopus, ERA, or WS Index Conference Proceeding. And for a Doctor of Philosophy, you need to have one thesis, you need to publish 2 articles in Scopus, ERA, or WS Index Journal, and you may want to publish in 2 articles in Scopus, ERA, or WS Index Conference Proceeding. So you have a choice whether you want to have it journal or proceeding, conference proceeding. Okay, moving on to social sciences and humanities. For those registering for master's program, you need to write one thesis and you need to publish one article in Scopus, ERA, WS Index Conference Proceeding, or you need to publish one index article. So Doctor of Philosophy, same goes, you need to write one thesis, you need to publish 2 articles in Scopus, ERA, or WS Index Journal, publish 2 articles in Scopus, ERA, or WS Index Conference Proceeding, or you need to publish 2 MySite Index articles. So you have a little bit of choices there for social science and humanities. All right. So prior to your viva voce or your oral examination, you need to nominate your examiners. Who's going to be your examiners for your viva voce? So basically in UTHM, we give the privilege to the student to discuss with your supervisor to choose whichever examiners that you feel suitable to assess your thesis. So these are the qualifications that needs to be fulfilled by the examiners that you were to choose to be your examiner for your research oral examination. So the qualification of examiners, it must be an individual from any institution of higher learning, or they must have an equivalent or higher degree than the candidate examined. For example, for those who is doing a PhD level, so the minimum requirement for the examiner should have PhD level as well. So for a PhD program, the examiners must have a minimum qualification of associate professor with a PhD. So you need to make sure that prior to nominating your examiners, you need to at least check their backgrounds and make sure that a minimum of associate professors. So basically in UTHM, basically we need at least one of your examiners to be a full professor. Okay, these are an overview of the examiners nomination. So for PhD examiners and master examiners, so these are the things that you need to look upon prior to nominating them as your examiner for your viva voce or oral examination later on. So basically, these are how we are going to do the viva voce. So education level, the master's degree research mode, if you were to write the thesis in conventional way, so you need to have one internal examiners and then we need to have one external examiners, and both examiners will attend your viva voce. And if you were to write your thesis in publication format, so you will have one internal and one external examiners, and both of them shall be attending your oral examination. All right, for those registering in PhD, and if you were to write your thesis in a conventional format, therefore you will have one internal examiners and 2 external examiners. But the secondary external examiners shall need to submit the report only, and only one of them shall be present in the oral examination itself. Right. So if it's a publication mode, it's going to be the same. You will have a total of 3 examiners, 1 internal examiners, 2 external examiners, and the primary examiners will be the one who will attend your viva voce, and the other one will only submit the report. All right. So when you have done your viva voce and you feel that you might get a better result than what is announced during your viva, you can appeal your result. So if you were to appeal your result, you need to submit your application for the appeal application within 14 days from the release of the thesis assessment result. So basically, when you have done your oral examination, so the day itself, the Center for Graduate Studies shall send you an official email describing what will your result be. Therefore, if you feel that you want to appeal for the better result, so you can do so by writing formally to us within 14 days from the day that you receive the official email of your result. So the appeal panel shall be appointed by Center for Graduate Study, and the appeal shall be evaluated in a meeting chaired by the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic International, and then the appeal shall be evaluated by 2 experienced members of examining research mode student nominated by the JPS meeting and testimonial by the panels. So we will do the due diligence prior to giving you the result of your appeal. So the appeal verdict can be either the 3 of this, which is decline the appeal, reconsider the result, or nomination of new panel. Should the result will be nomination of new panel, what we are going to do is that the new panel will read through the thesis again, and they might ask you to do the viva again as well prior to appeal to amend the result of your viva voce. So I think that's all for now. If you have anything you would like to ask, you can ask away. And if you want to contact us, do scan through the QR code. And I wish you all the best in your postgraduate studies in UTHM. And thank you very much for choosing UTHM as your university of choice.
Terima kasih diucapkan kepada Yang Berusaha Profesor Madya Chemistry Dr. Farida binti Abu Bakar di atas kesudian pengenalan struktur dan sokongan akademik sebentar tadi. Seterusnya majlis diteruskan lagi dengan menjemput Yang Berusaha Puan Siti Rauda binti Ruslan Timbalan Ketua Pustakawan untuk menerangkan berkaitan dengan sumber penyelidikan. Majlis dengan segala hormatnya mempersilakan.
Alright. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning to all the postgraduate students. Okay. Now this is my turn to share with you. Let me share my slide first. Okay. About the research resources which are available in our library. First of all, let me introduce myself first. My name is Siti Raudah Ruslan. I'm Deputy Chief Librarian from Perpustakaan Tunku Tok Aminah. As you can see behind me, there is a building. So this is our beautiful library building. So please come to the library and use all the facilities that are available in our university. All right. The next. All right. Sorry. All right. So why good research resources matter? For the postgraduate student, you must have a good research resources. Okay. The first one, why you need the research resources is to ensure your credibility and academic integrity. It means that your research is good and you're using the reputable journals for your references. The second one is to provide depth and context. It means that high quality resources will help you to understand the background, identify the research gap, and support your argument with the strong evidence. The third one is to keep your research up to date. So please use the reliable resources in which you can find the up-to-date resources, okay, and not too outdated. And these resources has been verified by the reputable publisher. And the first one is to avoid predatory and low quality materials. So not all information online is credible. So for the good research, you must use the resources in which they can protect you from misinformation and academic misconduct. And the final one is to strengthen your literature review. So well-select resources improve the structure, coherence, and scholarly value of your thesis or dissertation. So for overall, that good research will start with the good sources. Okay, there are many types of research resources. Okay, the first one is the primary sources. So this one is the first-hand materials or data, like the data that you collect from the interview, okay, from the research articles, okay, for the lab results. So that one is the primary sources. The secondary sources is the data, okay, from the analyze, okay, from the interpretation. So this one you can find in the review article, books, or the literature review. And the third one is the tertiary resources. So these tools in which they gathered all the articles, the data, the literature review in one space in the databases. So like the encyclopedia, okay, bibliographic, the database like Scopus or like the Science Direct. And then the one is grey literature. It is the materials which is not published yet, okay? Like a report, working papers, government document. It's written but it's not published. And the last one is the research data and standard. So this one, you can find a data set, statistic, technical standard, and some of the research data is available in open data repositories like in the Mendeley data or in Zenodo, okay? And also from our national data set and also from the ISO standard. All right, let's see what are available in our library, Tunku Tun Aminah Library. So this is our library website. You can browse through this URL, library.uthm.edu.my. Okay, so you can use that either within this campus or outside the campus. So if you are at your comfort home, you still can browse our library website. And as you can see, at the bottom of the website, we have grouped our resources, okay, in one line. Okay, you can see this one is OSCAR, article database, ebooks, e-journal, e-thesis, UTHMIR, and undergraduate project. So we have grouped it, so it's easy for you to browse our website. All right, for accessing resources via PTTA and UTHM, if you are using our UTHM Wi-Fi, you can access our subscribed database or the developed database by PTTA through CFULAN using the single sign-on platform. Okay. However, if you are outside the library, if you are outside the UTHM and you're not using the UTHM Wi-Fi, let's say you are using your own database, your own phone data, okay, you have to access our online resources through UTHM VPN. So you have to download the EDU VPN, and the URL is itinfo.uthm.edu.my/edu VPN. You have to download this first, especially if you are from outside Malaysia. So you have to download this VPN before you can browse our subscribed databases. Okay. For those who are using Wi-Fi in UTHM, you will not face any problem. Just you can access just through the Sifulan using the single sign-on platform. All right. Now, the first resources that I want to share is the library catalog. So if you want to find the printed version of books, thesis and journal, you have to use our library catalog first so that you can locate where the books, the journal and the thesis. For your information, if you come physically to the library, our journal is at level 3 and the thesis, the printed thesis is available at level 1. Okay? But you have to go to the OSCAR first, okay? Our library catalog named OSCAR, to find where the location of all these books, journal and thesis. All right, the second one is the article databases. For your information, we have around 9 databases, okay, subscribed either by our university and also subscribed by Ministry of Higher Education. So we have a different type of databases. For example, we have the e-journal where you can browse in IEEE Explore or Science Direct, and we also have the Springer Link. Okay. For the indexed journal, you can browse through the Web of Science or the Scopus. For the e-thesis, you can use ProQuest Dissertation Thesis Global. And for the case studies, if you want to find the case studies, you can browse through the Emerald inside. There's one for the case study for management. Okay. Or you can try the LawNet. Okay. This is a case study inside there too. And if you want to find an AX in Malaysia, you can browse the LawNet. So make sure what you want to search. So if you are in engineering, so it's good if you know what type of the databases so you can get more information from it. So if you are in engineering but you're going to databases like Emerald Insight, which afford for the management, so you just get the engineering and in management. Instead, if you are in electrical, please use the IEEE Explore where there are a lot of journals about the electrical in IEEE Explore. All right, the third e-resources that I want to share is e-books. Actually, we don't have a lot of e-books available in our collection. So there are about 7 databases: is Science Direct, Access Engineering, EBSCO, okay, RGI, Novell, eBook Central, and World Scientific. Okay, actually most of the e-resources subscribed by UTHM and a little bit from Ministry of Higher Education is from Science Direct. And actually most of the books here are interactive e-books. So it's easy for you to browse the books, and some of the e-books also have the AI features, so that will help you to find your subject more quickly. All right, we also have e-journals and e-magazine. However, for the e-journals, okay, for the e-journal single title, we have stopped the subscription. And the 4 that you see in the screen, okay, this one is e-magazine and it's still subscribed by our university. So the 4 title is Harvard Business Review, The Age Malaysia, Jendela DBP and Forbes Asia. So this 4 e-magazine is still in subscription. So please use this one to find all the information regarding your research. Okay, the next one is the e-thesis collection. Actually, I have shown you about the ProQuest Dissertation Thesis Global. However, to help students to find the thesis quickly, so we have grouped all these 3 databases in one web page. So in this e-thesis, okay, the first one is the undergraduate project. So if you want to find the undergraduate project, just click here, and for your information, we just put the undergraduate project report starting 2019, and all the undergraduate project must be grade A. So if you, let's say you are previously study in UTHM and your undergraduate project is B, you will not see inside this database. Only A and above we will put in this database. The second one is the Malaysian Thesis Online. Okay, this one is a single searching database in which they crawl all the 24 university in Malaysia. Okay, and they will show you the thesis written by the student in all the university in Malaysia. So, however, for this Malaysian Thesis Online, they only show you the title of the thesis and also the abstract of the thesis. Okay, but some of the university, like University Malaya, USIM, and UPSI, if I'm not mistaken, they allow you to download all the full thesis, okay, from their database. But you have to use this first, Malaysian Thesis Online, to find the title that's suitable to your research. Okay, the last one is ProQuest Dissertation and Thesis Global. Okay, this one is subscribed by a library, and in this database, okay, they claim they have around 3 million thesis and dissertation in this database. So please full utilize this, and I think you can find a lot of thesis that suitable for your research, and you can print cover to cover. I mean, you can print full thesis from this database. All right, the other resources that I want to share with you is the institutional repository, I call it IR. So what is inside this IR? Okay, in this IR, we put the thesis for master and PhD written by our student and also by the staff, UTHM staff. Either they are studying in UTHM or they are studying in outside UTHM. So we put it inside the institutional repository. However, if you browse this IR, you can only see the title and the abstract of the thesis. So using this IR system, okay, as a student of UTHM, you can request to get the full thesis from this IR, and the library will send the full thesis to you. Okay, since this IR is open access system, so everybody in this world can see our repository and browse this repository. So this IR no need to access via Sifulan or VPN. You can just browse like that. Okay, and other sources that available in this IR is journal articles, proceeding papers, and also book chapters. All right. Now, I go to the AI in database. Okay, I think some of you are familiar with the AI like ChatGPT or DeepSeek, or if you are writing in academic, you might use the Perplexity. Okay, so for the student of UTHM, you are very lucky because our university has subscribed these two AI database in which it can help you in writing your research. Okay, the first one is Web of Science. Okay, as you can see in Web of Science, I have marked with the red one. So if you want to use the AI in Web of Science, please use the research assistant there. Okay, and for the Scopus, okay, for your information, Scopus is subscribed by Ministry of Higher Education. You can use the Scopus AI. I personally recommend all of you to use this AI database, okay, since this AI will help you to provide the true link of your references, okay, compared to the other free AI outside there, where sometimes they cannot give you the real link to the real article. But if you use these two AI database, the Web of Science and also for the Scopus AI, they will show you the true articles and where you can find the full articles of that particular title. Okay, so please use this AI, the Web of Science or the Scopus for your reference, especially for your literature review or to find the gap analysis. All right. Okay, before I go to the searching strategies, I have to show you another two tools that I think you can use during your writing your research. Okay, the first one is Turnitin. So for UTHM student, okay, you can use the Turnitin, okay, to find the similarity percentage of your writing. And the second one is Grammarly. Okay, our university has subscribed premium Grammarly. So as a student here, you can use the premium Grammarly in look at your writing, especially for the word that you written and for the grammar, okay, from your writing. All right. Now going to the searching strategies. Actually, since there are a lot of databases and a lot of resources that you can use to find your article, okay, to find your references, okay, it's good before you start any searching, you have the searching strategies, okay. You have to define your keyword clearly. What are the keyword that you want to use, the similarity and other terms, okay. And then you can use the Boolean operator and or not. That's one just to save your time. And you can apply the truncation or wildcard, okay. That's one also to save your time and to make sure that you will not miss the article that you want. And then you can use the filter and limit. That's one just to make it the article that you want is within the range date that you want or within the author that you look, okay. And then you search multiple databases, okay. Like if you are engineering, don't just use one databases like IEEE only. You can use Science Direct, you can use Springer Link, okay, so that you can get more result for your searching. And the last one is to add subject heading and control vocabulary. So you will not go, you just walk in the straight line, okay, not going left and right. And if there are so many search results, maybe you got dizzy or doesn't know which one is the good for your research. So think strategically, okay. Searching that you want to do is not just type a keyword, tapi it's building a smart query so you can get a good result for your searching. So little tips and best practice that I want to share with you, okay. And the first one is plan your search early. Okay, don't do the last minute when the lecturer said, okay, send your literature review, then you are try to find article for your research, for your writing. So please don't do that, okay. Start your literature search as soon as you define your topic, okay. And then keep track of your search. Keep track what the keyword that you already use, or the database that you already use, okay. That's one just to help you from avoiding repeating work, okay. You already have this word, and the next week, searching also using the same keyword, okay, you will get the same result, okay. So it's good if you written down all the keyword that you already use, so that will not repeat. You don't do 2 times works. And then set up alert and stay update. Okay, in all in database, you can log in and make it personal to your research. So you can set an alert to that database. So if there are new research or new articles, they will alert you, and you can get the new articles or new research for your research. Okay. And then use reference managers. This one is important. Okay, you can use tool like Mendeley, Zotero, or EndNote. Okay, Mendeley, Zotero is free. For the EndNote, you have to subscribe. And these reference managers will help you to organize all your articles that you find from the searching, and also later it helps to manage your citation. And then evaluate sources critically. So don't just look at the title, okay, read the abstract, check the author, check also the publisher, okay. And this one you can save the time by using the subscribe database that we subscribe, like the Scopus, the Science Direct, the Springer Link, okay, because the author is reliable and they are peer-reviewed article. And the last one is ask library for help. So if you have any problem, like say in searching the article, doesn't know where the database, or doesn't know how to searching your article, just ask the library. We have the we call it Meja Penasihat, okay, or reference desk available at level 1. There is a librarian sitting there. So come to the library, and the librarian will show you the best way for you to start searching for your references. All right. Okay, this one I share with you our official WhatsApp number 07453318. So if you are shy to come face to face with the librarian, you can WhatsApp us at using our PTTA official WhatsApp number, or you can email me, or you can email at ptta@uthm.edu.my. All right. That's all from me. Okay. Once again, congratulations for new student. We are more than happy to welcome all of you to our beautiful library. As you can see behind me, okay, this one is big library, the coolest and the coolest library, and the coldest bangunan in UTHM. So welcome to the library, and with that I end my session. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and thank you.
Terima kasih diucapkan kepada Yang Berusaha Puan Siti Rauda binti Roslan di atas kesudian menyampaikan info-info berkaitan sumber penyelidikan UTHM. Jadi kita teruskan lagi dengan panel keempat kita pada hari ini, iaitu Teknologis Dr. Khairul Anwar bin Abdul Rahman, Ketua Jabatan Pusat Pengajian Siswaza UTHM, untuk memberikan sedikit info berkaitan dengan taklimat kebajikan pelajar. Majlis dengan segala hormatnya mempersilakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning to all of you. Pertama kali saya ingin mengucapkan tahniah dan syabas lah kepada semua pelajar Pasca Siswaza kerana memilih UTHM sebagai universiti pilihan untuk melanjutkan pelajaran dalam bidang sarjana dan juga Dr. Falsafah. Okay, saya kenalkan diri saya, Dr. Khairul Anwar bin Abdul Rahman, merupakan Ketua Jabatan di Pusat Pengajian Siswaza, Ketua Jabatan Penajaan dan Kompetensi Siswaza. Okay, hari ini saya nak share dengan anda semua tentang kebajikan pelajar, produk-produk kebajikan yang kami di UTHM sediakan kepada pelajar-pelajar semua. Produk-produk ini penting sebagai sokongan kepada pelajar dari segi kebajikan dan juga keharmonian dan kesejahteraan pelajar semasa pengajian di UTHM. Berikut adalah 10 produk-produk yang pihak UTHM sediakan kepada pelajar. Yang pertama adalah seperti tabung pinjaman pelajar. Yang kedua adalah surat jaminan hospital. Yang ketiga adalah khairat kematian. Yang keempat adalah dana ihsan. Yang kelima adalah sabil hikmah. Yang keenam adalah menu siswa rahmah. Yang ketujuh, tabung zakat pelajar. Yang kelapan adalah insurans berkelompok pelajar. Yang kesembilan adalah food bank siswa. Yang ke-10 adalah skim pelajar bekerja. Dan yang terakhir, the last one is peranti data, pelan data dan juga peranti. Untuk makluman, pelan data dan peranti ini hanya kepada pelajar tempatan saja. Number 11 is only for local student only. And number 1 to 10 also can apply for international student. So kita lihat untuk memudahkan urusan proses memohon segala bantuan bentuk kebajikan produk yang disediakan, pelajar yang pertama sekali perlu download. Student should download apps, smart apps through your phone, mobile phone. Okay, how to download? Bagaimana kita nak download? Mudah saja. Pelajar semua boleh scan pada paparan seperti yang ditunjukkan di hadapan dan boleh download. Masukkan nombor email dan juga nombor metrik seperti yang didaftarkan pada hari pendaftaran. Apps ini sangat penting kerana semua produk kebajikan ada dalam aplikasi ini. Okey, ini adalah aplikasi punya paparan. Bila anda semua download, di dalam aplikasi ini akan menunjukkan produk-produk yang anda boleh mohon. So bila anda scroll, dia ada banyak produk. Semua produk yang saya tunjukkan tadi, 11 produk tu akan berada dalam apps ini dan anda boleh menyemak, membuat permohonan dan juga boleh menyemak. Seperti yang produk-produk tadi. Okey, so kita pergi yang pertama. Okey, yang pertama adalah tabung pinjaman pelajar. Di mana tabung pinjaman pelajar ni kita boleh pertama kali kita telah menjelaskan pinjaman dahulu. Pelajar perlu jelaskan pinjaman dahulu. Yang kedua, bantuan berbentuk pinjaman ni, dan pelajar perlu mohon kepada HCP. Okey. Kelayakan adalah pelajar aktif tempatan dan ataupun antarabangsa. Semua peringkat pengajian termasuk Pasca Siswaza dan bukanlah pelajar semester akhir. Okey, selain itu juga jenis pinjaman yang dibolehkan adalah jenis bantuan yuran pengajian. Jumlah maksimum adalah 1,000 sahaja. Seterusnya adalah surat jaminan hospital atau guarantee letter. This guarantee letter or surat jaminan hospital boleh ataupun diberi kemudahan kepada pelajar lokal dan juga pelajar international ataupun international student. Okey, that means bila anda pergi ke hospital ataupun klinik kerajaan, anda tidak perlu membayar. Anda boleh menunjukkan surat guarantee letter ini kepada klinik ataupun hospital yang anda pergi. Caranya mudah saja. Okey, anda perlu mohon pada website elegant.uthm.edu.my untuk mendapatkan GL ataupun guarantee letter ataupun surat jaminan hospital. Okey, so ini adalah sistem dia Elegant. Pergi pada elegant.uthm.edu.my dan boleh mohon melalui sistem ini. Okey, so bila anda mohon, anda akan dapat, okay, you will get a letter from Pusat Kesihatan Universiti and you show this letter or GL to the hospital or clinic that you go. Okey, then number 3 punya produk adalah khairat kematian. Okey, so pemohon perlulah pelajar yang aktif, pelajar tempatan ataupun pelajar antarabangsa. Okey, permohonan adalah RM1,000 akan dibayar kepada pelajar atau pewaris. Okey, sekiranya kematian dalam tempoh pengajian, berlaku kematian dalam tempoh pengajian, dan bayaran RM100 dibayar secara tunai kepada pelajar tempatan, okey, ataupun yang kematian ibu, isteri, anak sahaja dan berada dalam tempoh pengajian. Produk yang keempat iaitu dana ihsan. Okey, jenis-jenis bantuan yang pihak Hak Ehwal Pelajar UTHM sediakan adalah seperti sara hidup, bencana alam, kebakaran, kecurian, tambang kematian keluarga terdekat, perlu tunjukkan resit. Yuran pengajian RM1,000. Kes khas. Kes-kes khas ni perlu dimohon secara khas kepada Timbalan Naib Chancellor dan derma siswa RM500. Okey, bagi dana ihsan berbentuk sara hidup RM200 sebulan. Okey, bencana alam, kebakaran dan kecurian ni dalam kategori bencana layak untuk mendapat 300. So syarat-syarat kelayakan dia adalah perlulah pelajar aktif. That means pelajar diploma, pelajar sarjana muda, pelajar peringkat sarjana dan juga doktor falsafah. Perlu warga negara Malaysia, Malaysian citizens. Okey. Kategori keluarga berpendapatan rendah, B40 or M40, anak yatim ataupun yatim piatu dan mengalami beban pengajian. Okey, ini adalah takwim bagi permohonan dana ihsan pada tahun 2025. Okey, so next adalah bulan Oktober 2025 dan November 2025. Semua pemohon dana hendaklah dimohon melalui sistem SMART 2 minggu sebelum tarikh mesyuarat diadakan. Okey, boleh pergi kepada pautan smart.uthm.edu.my ataupun boleh berhubung pada talian 0745640008 iaitu Puan Suhaila, ataupun pada talian 0745334455 Encik Muhaimin, ataupun boleh email seperti paparan yang ditunjukkan, email ke suhaila@uthm.edu.my ataupun muhaimin.uthm.edu.my. Okey, ini adalah bentuk-bentuk bantuan yang UTHM sediakan yang kita kenali sebagai UTHM Prihatin, di mana UTHM akan membantu pelajar yang mengalami masalah dari segi contohnya banjir. Okey, bila banjir pelajar tiada makanan, so pihak UTHM bersama dengan pejabat ahwal pelajar akan datang memberikan bantuan-bantuan seperti bantuan pembersihan rumah, bantuan makanan kering, bantuan wang tunai, dan juga bagi pelajar-pelajar yang ada masalah emosi ataupun jasmani, rohani, kita juga ada bantuan psikologi, di mana kita ada psikologi yang mahir, yang berdaftar untuk memberikan khidmat nasihat. Okay. Ini adalah bagaimana kita nak memohon bantuan bencana. Okay, pelajar yang mengalami bantuan bencana adalah layak dipertimbangkan bantuan dana ihsan. Caranya adalah mohon melalui smart.uthm.edu.my. Pelajar dikehendaki melampirkan dokumen sokongan seperti gambar bukti kejadian ataupun laporan polis, dan muat naik lampiran dan dokumen pada laman sesawang smart.uthm.edu.my ataupun boleh berhubung dengan Puan Suhaila, Encik Muhammad ataupun Encik Malik seperti nombor yang tertera pada skrin anda. So anda boleh boleh screenshot ataupun tangkap gambar seperti nombor dan website yang tertera pada skrin anda sekarang. Seterusnya kita ada produk yang kelima iaitu Sabil Al-Hikmah. Okey, Sabil Al-Hikmah ni sumbernya adalah daripada dermawan ataupun staf-staf yang membuat potongan gaji supaya dana ini kita dapat berikan kepada pelajar. Okey, kaedah permohonannya melalui sistem SMART juga. Okey. ke PHP. So syaratnya adalah pelajar aktif, pelajar tempatan sahaja. Okay, this is product only for local student only, not for international. Okay, dan selain itu Sabit Al-Hikmah ni dia akan memberi bantuan dari segi kewangan, makanan, pembangunan diri dan juga keusahawanan. Okay, ini adalah gambar-gambar di mana program kita membantu pelajar lah untuk program Sabil Al-Hikmah ini. Okay, and then kita ada produk yang seterusnya adalah menu rahmah. Okay, menu siswa rahmah. Pelajar boleh menikmati menu ramah ini di kafeteria-kafeteria yang berada di dalam UTHM seperti KKTF, Kolej Kedaman Tun Fatimah, KKTDI, Kolej Kedaman Tun Dr. Ismail, PHCP, Pejabat Akhir Awal Pelajar dan juga di Pagoh. Okey. So restoran-restoran ataupun kafe-kafe ini ada menyediakan menu ramah yang dengan harga yang berpatutan dan mampu milik untuk pelajar membeli. Dan produk seterusnya adalah produk yang ketujuh, tabung zakat pelajar. Okey. Untuk makluman, this is for local student only. Ini hanya kepada pelajar tempatan sahaja. Ciri-ciri pelajar yang layak adalah pelajar fisabilillah, gerahim, miskin dan juga fakir. Okey. Antara yuran yang diberi daripada package ataupun produk tabung zakat pelajar ni adalah yuran pengajian dan juga sara hidup. Okey, syarat kelayakan dia atau permohonannya adalah pelajar aktif dan juga pelajar tempatan. Proses permohonan hanya dibuat sekali sahaja. Kebiasaannya adalah pada semester pertama ataupun semester kedua. Even pelajar itu berada di semester ketiga pun masih lagi boleh mohon. Cuma permohonannya hanya dibuat pada sekali saja dan akan dapat pada setiap semester. Okey, keadaannya menerusi temuduga yang akan diaturkan oleh Pusat Islam dan kelulusan adalah daripada Jawatankuasa Pengurusan Zakat. Ini adalah contoh hebahan ataupun bagaimana pelajar itu nak melakukan permohonan. Okey. So pelajar boleh scan direct kepada paparan ini, QR ini dan boleh isi permohonan ataupun mohon melalui sistem SMAP, nyemak kelulusan pada sistem SMAP dan akan dipanggil untuk temuduga lah sekiranya layak. Lepas temuduga, keputusan boleh semak melalui sistem SMAP. Mari kita lihat kepada syarat-syarat permohonan bagi bantuan zakat pelajar UTHM. Bantuan yang diberikan adalah bantuan yuran pengajian. Mesti pelajar yang beragama Islam sahaja. Sebab ini adalah daripada zakat. Zakat ni daripada tabung Muslim lah, orang Islam. Besar kan? Besar kan? Okey, seterusnya kita pergi kepada syaratnya adalah pelajar diploma, sarjana muda dan sarjana saja. Pelajar PhD tidak boleh. Okey. Mempunyai baki hutang semasa, merupakan pelajar lanjutan semester. Okey. Okey, mari kita lihat kepada produk yang kedua adalah bantuan sara diri. Mesti juga pelajar yang beragama Islam, keluarga dari kategori B40, warga negara Malaysia. Dan bantuan ini hanya diberi secara one off saja. Okey, yang ketiga adalah bantuan awal yuran pendaftaran beragama Islam dan warga negara Malaysia. Bantuan tidak melebihi RM2,000. Okey. Pemohon tidak boleh menerima bantuan daripada sumber yang lain. Okey. Seterusnya, penerima hanya layak menerima bantuan sekali sahaja. Okey. Kategorinya adalah pelajar diploma dan ijazah muda sahaja. So for pelajar pasca sarjana tidak layaklah untuk yang ini. Tapi saya maklumkan jugalah supaya you all faham. Okey. Dan kita lihat bantuan yang terakhir adalah bantuan latihan industri dan juga latihan mengajar. Yang ini juga hanya kepada pelajar bukan pasca sarjana lah. That means pelajar undergraduate. Okey. So anda boleh scan boleh ambil gambar untuk QR code tersebut untuk memohon bantuan zakat pelajar UTHM. Seterusnya adalah insurans berkelompok pelajar. Okey, insurans berkelompok pelajar, perlindungan yang dibagi adalah perlindungan 24 jam sehari di seluruh dunia. Okey. So pelajar perlu membayarlah polisi ini RM18 bagi satu orang pelajar. Syaruman menerusi jurat kematian adalah RM10. Okey. Dituntut dalam tempoh 90 hari, layak untuk semua pelajar tempatan. So manfaat apa yang pelajar dapat sekiranya pelajar ambil insurans berkelompok pelajar ini adalah kematian, okey, atau berimbaskan sakit ataupun semula jadi ataupun COVID, RM12,000, okey. Kematian disebabkan kemalangan, RM22,000. Hilang upaya kekal, RM12,000. Hilang upaya kekal disebabkan kemalangan, RM22,000. Hilang upaya sepada kekal sebab kemalangan, RM22,000. Perbelanjaan perubatan disebabkan kemalangan maksimum RM2,000. Perbelanjaan pengembuian disebabkan sakit atau kemalangan RM1,500. Allowance masuk hospital maksimum 20 hari disebabkan kemalangan ataupun sakit RM50 sehari. Pembelanjaan pengantaran balik disebabkan sakit ataupun kemalangan RM500. Pemulihan RM3,000, maaf. Pemulihan denggi RM500. Bayaran ambulan disebabkan kemalangan RM300. Seterusnya, kita pergi kepada tuntutan untuk kematian akibat penyakit. Okey. Tuntutan ataupun manfaat kematian dan belanja pengembuian. Jumlah tuntutan yang boleh dilakukan adalah sebanyak RM13,500. Okey, pelajar perlu sediakan dokumen yang berkaitan dan kembalikan kepada Pejabat Ehwal Pelajar Universiti Tun Hussein On, Malaysia. Okey, boleh berhubung dengan Encik Malik bin Hisham ataupun Puan Suhailah pada talian seperti yang anda lihat pada skrin 0745334455. Okey. So apakah dokumen-dokumen yang perlu pelajar sediakan untuk membuat tuntutan kematian akibat penyakit? Yang pertama adalah borang tuntutan penyakit. Okey. Boleh ambil di Pejabat Ehwal Pelajar. Salinan sijil kematian. Yang kedua. Yang ketiga, salinan permit penguburan. Yang keempat, salinan laporan postmortem. Yang kelima, salinan kad pengenalan si mati. Yang keenam, salinan kad pengenalan waris. Yang ketujuh, yang ke-8, salinan buku akaun bank waris. Okey, ataupun penyata bank lah. Seterusnya untuk tuntutan kematian akibat kemalangan. Jumlah tuntutan adalah sebanyak 23,500. Semua dokumen yang lengkap sama juga hantar kepada Encik Malik ataupun Puan Suhailah di talian yang tertera. Apa dokumen yang kita perlu sediakan ataupun pelajar sediakan untuk memohon tuntutan kematian akibat kemalangan? Yang pertama, borang tuntutan kemalangan, salinan sijil kematian, salinan permit penguburan, salinan laporan postmortem, salinan laporan polis beserta dengan gambar, salinan kad pengenalan si mati, salinan lesen memandu sah si mati, salinan kad pengenalan waris, salinan ataupun sijil beranak si mati, dan juga yang terakhir, salinan buku bank. Okey, seterusnya kita lihat tuntutan allowance ward hospital akibat penyakit. Jumlah tuntutan adalah sebanyak RM50 sehari. Dokumen-dokumen yang diperlukan semasa membuat tuntutan adalah seperti borang tuntutan kemalangan, salinan laporan daripada pihak hospital, salinan kad pengenalan, dan juga salinan buku akaun bank. Bagi tuntutan allowance ward hospital akibat kemalangan, jumlah tuntutan sama juga seperti tuntutan allowance ward sebab penyakit, RM50 sehari. Dokumen yang diperlukan adalah borang tuntutan kemalangan, salinan laporan daripada pihak hospital, salinan laporan polis beserta gambar, salinan kad pengenalan, salinan lesen memandu yang sah. Sebabkan kemalangan perlu ada lesen memandu yang sah. Kalau tidak ada lesen memandu yang sah, dia jadi masalah lah sebab belajar you cannot driving if you don't have license. So salinan buku akaun dan semua dokumen ini perlu dihantar kepada Pejabat Ehwal Pelajar ataupun perhatian kepada Encik Malik ataupun Puan Suhaila. So ini adalah gambar di mana pelajar UTHM meninggal ataupun meninggal disebabkan kemalangan. So diserahkan, bantuan diserahkan oleh Timbalan Naib Chancellor Hal Ehwal Pelajar Profesor Abdul Rashid Abdul Razak lawatan yang dilakukan ataupun yang telah dilakukan dia ke rumah pelajar lah. Ini adalah warisnya lah, ibu bapa dia yang menerima bantuan-bantuan yang disediakan oleh pihak UTHM lah. Okey. So produk yang ke-9 adalah food bank siswa. Okey. Food bank siswa, bagaimana proses nak kita memohon food bank siswa ni? Food bank siswa ni adalah jenis makanan yang kita berikan kepada pelajar, makanan yang dipack berbentuk kering lah, kepada pelajar tempatan sahaja, dari kalangan pelajar yang kurang mampu ataupun B40 mengikut giliran senarai pelajar B40 lah. So dia ada senarai pelajar yang kurang mampu ataupun kategori keluarganya B40, dia akan beri bantuan secara penggiliran lah kepada pelajar. Sama juga pelajar kena mohon juga dekat dalam SMAP. Ini adalah contoh bantuan yang kita bagilah food bank. Ini disebabkan bencana banjir. So ini pihak UTHM bersama pejabat Hal Ehwal Pelajar memberi bantuan lah kepada pelajar. Okey. Dan yang produk yang ke-10 adalah skim pelajar bekerja. Okey. Yang pertama, permohonan dimohon melalui pejabat Hal Ehwal Pelajar. Permohonan perlu diproses bersama fakulti di mana pelajar belajar. Tempahan lantikan tertakluk kepada baki peruntukan fakulti lah ataupun pejabat selain fakulti yang masih lagi ada baki keuangan lah untuk melantik pelajar untuk skim pelajar bekerja. Okey. Kelayakannya adalah pelajar aktif dan pelajar tempatan sahaja. Okey. Tempoh bekerja seminggu tidak melebihi 20 jam seminggu dan juga tidak boleh melebihi 80 jam sebulan. So ini adalah kadar jam yang diperuntukkan kepada pelajar lah, disebabkan pelajar ini adalah pelajar UTHM yang tak mampu. Kita beri kelonggaran untuk bekerja, tapi bukanlah bekerja dalam tempoh jam yang lama lah. Sebab tu kita hadkan tempohnya tidak melebihi 20 jam seminggu. So kadar bayarannya adalah RM10 bagi 1 jam. Okey, then seterusnya kita ada kemudahan ataupun ruang komputer riba yang kita sediakan secara percuma kepada pelajar-pelajar UTHM yang kita kenali sebagai Inspire Lab, di mana Inspire Lab ni dia berada di 5 lokasi. Yang pertama berada di ruang pembelajaran interaktif Aras 3 Perpustakaan Tun Tunku Aminah, kita punya library lah. Yang kedua, Makmal Komputer Al-Khawarizmi yang terletak di Pusat Islam. Yang ketiga, Kolej Kediaman Tun Fatimah yang terletak yang dalamnya adalah Makmal Komputer Blok C dan D. Seterusnya, Blok H bersebelahan dengan SCLH yang terletak di Kolej Kediaman Perwira. Dan yang terakhir, bilik pembelajaran A11 dan A12 iaitu di Kolej Kediaman Pagoh. Okey, ini adalah tawaran pinjaman ataupun derma siswa atau pentajaan yang layak dimohon oleh pelajar-pelajar pasca sarjana mengikut sumber seperti tawaran pinjaman penggajian tinggi negeri Perak 02-2025. So ini adalah pakej-pakej yang dia boleh berilah. Bantuan pendaftaran pelajar ke Institut Pengkajian Tinggi di Negeri Pulau Pinang pun ada, IPTA kita panggil. So pelajar boleh ambil gambar, boleh hubungi pihak-pihak seperti yang tertera pada skrin ini. Okey, untuk proses permohonan, pihak UTHM hanya mewawarkan saja iklan yang ada, yang kita ketahui lah. Tapi proses permohonan, borang, proses serah dokumen, pelajar perlu direct lah kepada institusi berkenaan lah. Seterusnya kita ada khazanah global, khazanah yayasan khazanah ataupun global scholarship program. Ini adalah untuk program undergraduate. Dan kita juga ada program persediaan daripada Yayasan Terengganu, BPYT. So yang ini ada peluang untuk pelajar sarjana muda ataupun master dan juga ijazah kedoktoran. So yang ini pelajar-pelajar all local candidate can apply lah from the website lah. Boleh mohon melalui website ataupun laman sawang ytclick.terengganu.government.my. Di samping itu, pihak universiti UTHM dengan kerjasama pejabat ahli pelajar juga ada menyediakan infrastruktur yang mesra pelajar kurang upaya. Okey. So untuk pelajar kurang upaya ni, kita ada sediakan bantuan keuangan lah untuk orang kurang upaya dan bantuan peralatan. Dan juga kita ada sediakan kemudahan kolej, kediaman dan pusat riadah kepada pelajar OKU. Okay. Kita ada menyediakan persekitaran kampus mesra OKU seperti laluan perjalanan kaki, ruang kafeteria dan ruang aktiviti. Dan terakhir kita ada kemudahan parkir, lift, tandas bagi pelajar OKU di sekitar kampus. Sebagai seorang pelajar UTHM, apa yang anda perlu utamakan bila you daftar di UTHM? Ini sangat penting berkenaan dengan you all punya data. So pelajar perlu kemaskini maklumat pelajar, terutamanya nombor telefon pelajar, nombor telefon waris, maklumat data pendapatan keluarga bagi tujuan bantuan keuangan. Sekiranya kalau berlaku apa-apa kepada anda, kematian atau hal-hal kecemasan, pihak UTHM akan merujuk kepada data terkini. Sebab itu sangat penting. It's very important to all postgraduate students. Always update their information, their data through the SMAP system to make sure university can contact you, can evaluate any bantuan yang boleh diberikan kepada anda. So, bagaimana pelajar nak memohon pengesahan pelajar? Okey. Yang pertama, bagi kebajikan, bahagian kebajikan dan kesejahteraan pelajar. Untuk kebajikan pelajar, tindakan pelajar, pelajar boleh memohon di laman sesawang elegant.uthm.edu.my, smart.uthm.edu.my, ili.uthm.edu.my. So pelajar perlu akses untuk permohonan bagi kebajikan pelajar. Okey. So tindakan pelajar untuk latihan interaksi di laman web eli.uthm.edu.my. Yang ini untuk pelajar undergraduate, untuk pelajar postgraduate tidak adalah skim yang ini. Seterusnya bagi penajaan pelajar, okey. Bagi pelajar, pelajar perlu berhubung pada bahagian penajaan dan pengurusan sistem. Okey, untuk mendapatkan surat pengesahan pelajar, pelajar perlu email kepada Encik Zamir @uthm.edu.my ataupun nurazam@uthm.edu.my. So maklumat yang diperlukan adalah nama, nombor matrik dan juga nombor telefon. Ini untuk mendapatkan pengesahan lah penajaan pelajar. Dan bagi pengesahan borang bantuan ataupun penajaan, tindakan pelajar perlu email kepada sama juga zamir@uthm.edu.my atau nurazam@uthm.edu.my. Bagi pejabat pengurusan akademik, kebiasaannya pelajar nak dapatkan pengesahan sebagai status sebagai seorang pelajar UTHM. Tindakan pelajar adalah mohon secara atas talian pada sistem maklumat akademik pelajar, laman sesawang smap.uthm.edu.my. Pelajar perlu mengisi sebab ataupun tujuan permohonan secara atas talian dalam SMAP itu, SMAP system, dan tempoh pengesahan akan dapat dalam tempoh 3 hingga 5 hari bekerja. Berkenaan maklumat lanjut untuk mendapatkan surat pengesahan pelajar, boleh hubungi pada talian lah 07453 7689 ataupun 07453 7690 seperti pada paparan. Bagi mendapatkan surat pengesahan pembayaran dan surat pengecualian KWSP, pelajar perlu berhubung dengan pejabat bendahari. Okey. So tindakan pelajar perlu emailkan kepada akaun pelajar@uthm.edu.my. Maklumat yang diperlukan adalah nama, nombor matrik, surat tawaran masuk universiti dan juga surat penaja. Pelajar boleh menghubungi untuk pertanyaan lanjut pada talian 07 453 7054 ataupun 07 453 7339. Okey, ini adalah carta organisasi bahagian kebajikan dan kesejahteraan pelajar. So pelajar penting mengenali individu-individu seperti paparan inilah. Ini adalah Puan Suhaila binti Muhammad Phillips. Ada nombor telefon dan juga email. Okey. Dibantu oleh Encik Muhammad Muhaimin bin Abdul Aziz dan juga Encik Malik. Ini adalah bagi di kampus Parit Raja. Bagi di kampus Paguh pula, pelajar boleh berhubung dengan Encik Muhammad Ammar Zahin bin Musa dan juga Encik Muhammad Zuri Iskandar bin Idris. Pelajar boleh catatkan, ambil info bahagian kebajikan dan kesejahteraan pelajar. Sangat penting. So pelajar boleh ikuti Instagram Pejabat Ahli Ehwal Pelajar, Facebook Pejabat Ahli Ehwal Pelajar, TikTok Pejabat Ahli Ehwal Pelajar dan juga laman web Ahli Ehwal Pelajar untuk mengikuti aktiviti-aktiviti semasa Pejabat Ahli Ehwal Pelajar, produk-produk kebajikan yang diberikan oleh Pejabat Ahli Ehwal Pelajar dan segala maklumat boleh mudah diakses atau dicapai melalui TikTok, laman web, Facebook dan juga Instagram Pejabat Ahli Ehwal Pelajar. Itu saja sedikit perkongsian daripada saya kepada pelajar-pelajar baru yang melanjutkan pelajaran ke UTHM. Thanks to all of you, especially student who continue their study in UTHM. That's all from me. Itu saja daripada saya. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Sendiri. Terima kasih diucapkan kepada teknologis Dr. Khairul Anwar bin Abdul Rahman, Ketua Jabatan Pusat Pengajian Siswaza UTHM di atas perkongsian sebentar tadi. Jadi kita ke seterusnya iaitu panel jemputan yang kelima daripada Malaysia's leading proofreading service provider Dr. Sharina binti Ismail, pensyarah Universiti Sains Islam Malaysia, dan tajuk perkongsiannya pada hari ini adalah perjalanan ke arah kejayaan pasca siswaza. Majlis dengan segala hormatnya mempersilakan. Dekat sini. Kita kalau nak tekan next slide yang ketiga.
Okay. Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good day everyone. Okay, I'm Dr. Sharina Ismail and today I will be explaining to all of you regarding my slide, okay? Just give me a moment. Okay, so the topic of the talk for today from my side is going to be about charting the journey towards postgraduate success. All right, so let's start with a little bit of my own background here. So I received my Bachelor of Education in Mathematics in University Putra Malaysia, and then I continued my Masters also in Pure Maths in University Putra Malaysia, and then I did my PhD in Pure Mathematics in University of Queensland in Brisbane. Okay, so right now at the moment I'm a senior lecturer in University Sains Islam Malaysia, and also I'm an editor, okay, in the Malaysian Journal of Science, Health and Technology, MJOSH. All right, so my research interests evolve around pure mathematics, for example, like number theory, algebraic structures, and also in terms of STEM education, mathematical pedagogy, and so on, okay? And last but not the least, a little bit more about myself. I'm a founder of the Mathematics is Fun program, which is a nationwide initiative to make mathematics engaging and meaningful for school students. All right, that's all about me. Let's move on to the talk that we're going to have today. Okay, these are the outline that we're going to go through. The first one, we're going to have a look at tips and tricks for high impact journal acceptance, and then how to identify and avoid predatory journals, ethical use of AI in academic writing, handling rejection, revise with resilience, and then know your university's publishing requirements, enhancing your research visibility, and also stay relevant and up to date, okay? So basically, I've come up with these topics here, which are very much relevant to postgraduate students, all right? Okay, so let's move on with the first one, okay? Tips and tricks for high impact journal acceptance. Okay, so for myself, when I was a student before this is the method that I've been using, okay? Whenever I want to publish my paper, or for example, I want to submit my thesis, so I use this P2F2. Okay, so what does P2F2 stands for? Okay, P2 here means that we have double P, right? So it means that paraphrase and also proofread. This is a must, especially if you want to publish in Scopus or WAS journals. Yeah, so they require you to go through paraphrasing and also proofreading. Paraphrasing means that you need to have as low plagiarism as possible. Okay, and as we know now, plagiarism also comes in two types of plagiarism, right? Before this, we only have plagiarism in terms of similarity index. Now we also have AIs. Okay, so which means that you need to look through into your paper, make sure that the similarity index is low and the AI index also is very low. Okay, all right. The second one is to proofread, because I've actually gone through the rubric for Scopus acceptance for journal. Okay, so what happened is that in the Scopus rubric, there is a rubric called language section, which means that all the papers that is published in that particular journal, they need to have a high quality of English. Yeah, so if you want to publish in Scopus, in WAS, if you want to increase the chances of publishing in WAS or Scopus, you need to make sure that the paper that you send to the journal has been proofread. Means the English language is accepted. All right? Okay, so the next one is you need to format your journal, and also you need to format the reference checking. All right, so later on I will show you how journal usually reject papers that have been sent to them in terms of publication. Okay, so this might be some of the reason: plagiarism being high, the English language is not guaranteed, the format is not following the format of the journal, including the reference checking as well. Okay, all right. So the next one here. Okay, so tips and tricks for high impact journal acceptance. Okay, so the thing is that usually those days when I first started my working journey in USIM, I noticed that, and also when I was doing my postgraduate study, okay, I noticed that some of my papers do get rejected. Yeah, so it's quite heartbreaking, right? Okay, so at that time I was not aware what is required actually to publish in a high impact journal. Yeah, so I studied the methods. You know, I asked those who are senior than me. I even asked people who used to publish in high impact journals. I want to know what is the secret behind it. Okay, so these are basically the outline of the tips and tricks of publishing in high impact journal. Okay, the first one is choosing the right journal. This is very common. Sometimes you notice that you will receive feedback from the journal saying that your paper is rejected because it is out of the scope. For example, you are in the engineering field, but you send your paper for publishing in a law field journal. Yeah, so you see, they will often come back to you and tell you that you have you have sent your journal to a different scope. Okay, all right, and then compelling abstract and title. This is very important. Okay, because usually the first desk screening when you submit your journal, the first desk screening they will read your abstract and your title to see if it's compelling or not. Okay, this is to attract the reviewers' attention and also the journal editors. Okay, All right, and then avoid common reviewer red flags. Okay, so what are the common reviewer red flags? This actually goes back to the previous method that I've shared with you, P2F2. Okay, poor literature review, and then you have lack of contribution, weak conclusion, you have unclear methodology, your objective is talking about something else, but your methodology is talking about something else, okay? And other red flags from the reviewers are especially your language. Your language is not up to the par of publishing in Scopus or WAS journals, okay? And also your plagiarism is high. This could actually be red flags as well, all right? Okay, so the next one, highlighting novelty and contribution. Okay, I always tell my own students as well, there is no point you are doing research or you want to publish something that has already been published before this. Yeah, so you need to emphasize what is the new thing in your research, what is the contribution that you are trying to give in your paper. Okay, so what's new and why it matters, right? Okay, and then the next one would be using citation managers. Okay, so I mean the most famous one we have now is Mendeley, right? It's quite helpful in, for you to arrange your citations, arrange your reference list, okay? Because students, they often do this mistake, okay? They will cite something in their body content, but they forget to list it in the reference list. But if you use Mendeley, it's easy. Whatever you cite will also be included in the reference list at the back, all right? Okay, so these are some of the Q1 and Q2 journals that I've personally published over the past few years. Okay, so I mean, some of these papers, for example, like the third one. Okay, the first one, a 3-term conjugate gradient. Okay, so this paper actually came back for revision 4 times. Yeah, 4 times back-to-back revision, and it took us 2.5 years to publish. Okay, so to publish in a high quartile journal, you need patience, okay, you need knowledge, strong knowledge, because when the comments come back from the reviewers, they are quite detailed comments. They want to know everything about the calculation that's going on. Okay, so this one here took us 2.5 years, and there's another one as well, I think Jakam paper, which is Q2. This one also took us around 2.5 years to 3 years to complete like 3 or 4 rounds of reviewers' comments. Okay. All right. So this is another advice that I would like to share with all of you, which is to avoid predatory journals. Okay. So red flags to watch for. What is it? It's like unrealistic review times. For example, someone send you email saying that, oh, we can help you publish in Q1 journal within 3 weeks. That's ridiculous, if you ask me. Okay. Because usually to publish in Q1, Q2 journal, it will somehow take you 1 year to maybe 2 years, for example. All right. Okay, so unrealistic review times, vague peer review, hidden APCs, they're not revealing their charges, okay, and also unknown editorial board. So whenever you want to publish somewhere, you go through the website and see if you can find a legit editorial board or not. Because there was once I received an email, okay, saying that they can help me publish in Q1 or Q2 high quartile journals, but then when I clicked the website, I could hardly find the editorial board. And what's more shocking was that when I searched the name of one of the editor in the editorial board, the person actually passed away a couple of years ago. Okay, yeah. So from there we can see that there are companies making profit out of it. Okay, they want to push you to pay for a high amount of money, but then your paper will be published in predatory journals. All right. Okay, and also use trusted database. Okay, from my personal experience, I would always stick to finding journals via Scopus, Web of Science, DOAJ, okay, to find reliable journals, all right? And then the next one is the verification tools, okay? So we have this famous BELS list, which will always update predatory journals in their list, okay? So apart from that, we also have this Cables blacklist, and also if you want to download something, this is something that I've explored a couple of months ago, which is known as X citations. Yeah, if you go to your Google, you can add something. There is a button at the side there. You can add something to install in your Google, which is not known as X citation matrix. Yeah, so which means that when you open Google Scholar, it will pop up at the side there. If it's a Q2 journal, Q1 journal, or it's a Q3 journal, Scopus journal, okay, it will give you some indication there. All right? So try to download this one here. Install Xcitation into your Google. Okay, so these are some of the emails that I've received over the past few years about, for example, the first one you see is guaranteed publication of scientific articles. Wow, sounds so promising, right? In Scopus and WAS journals. Yeah, it's like a bait, you know, using Scopus and Web of Science journals like this. Okay, so they say that we are not just a PhD writing service. So something like that. It's like sounds very convincing. But then when you try to search them in the website, you can hardly find any legit information about them. Okay, and also 50% off on publication charges only. Okay, so this is another bait that I would say. Okay, so these are some of the examples of the emails that I used to receive in my spam box. Okay, talking about publication in high impact journals. Okay, so you need to check if it's legit or not. Okay, because I've met one student before this. I've spoke to one student from, I'm not sure from which university was she, but she published her paper in Predatory Journal, and the university found out, and they didn't took into account that particular publication during her for her Senate meeting, for her Viva and for her Senate meeting. It was not included. Yeah, so which means that she didn't achieve the minimum requirement for her PhD at that time, because one of her journal was Predatory Journal. Okay, so you need to be careful with this. All right, okay, so the next one, ethical use of AI. I mean, everyone know about AI nowadays, right? Everyone's using AI nowadays, right? There are so many AI tools, you name it, ChatGPT, Gemini, and we have lots of other things who actually help us in academic writing, okay? But there are some things that you need to take note when you're using AI for your academic writing. The first one is you need to use AI responsibly. I always tell my student, I mean, I cannot stop anyone from using ChatGPT nowadays, right? I can't even stop my students from doing that. So I tell them, you want to use in a clever way, in a clever manner, okay? Which is, you can prompt something to get the idea, not to copy-paste. Yeah, for example, like you are not so sure how to write your problem statement, for example. Prompt in ChatGPT, say that I need ideas to write, not telling ChatGPT to write my problem statement for me. That is where you are using AI unethically. Okay, you can ask these AI tools to help you brainstorm ideas together with you. Okay, but then it's not advisable for you to tell them to write it up for you. All right. Okay, as an academician point of view, like myself, if my students are using, these AI tools to write their content, I can easily know, because whenever ChatGPT or Gemini writes something for you, there is a fixed flow. When you read, you can know already, okay, this is from ChatGPT. That's from an academician point of view, all right? So tools like ChatGPT, they can assist in drafting outlines for you, but not for generating the whole paper, all right? Okay, and the next one is to avoid plagiarism. As I've said just now, the first thing first is that when your paper reach the desk, the editorial journal desk, they will check for your language, they will check for your plagiarism, okay? Because no one wants to publish your paper when you have high plagiarism. All right, so always rephrase and validate your facts. Do not copy-paste outputs blindly. All right, okay, so and then increase chances of rejection. Okay, desk rejection for both similarity index plagiarism and AI plagiarism are very common. Okay, like myself also, when we receive journals coming in for our journal, MJOSH, what we will do is, first thing first, we will run through the Turnitin. Check for AI, check for similarity index. Okay, so if any of these are high, we will return back to the client. We will return back to the student. Tell the student that this one is high, this percentage is high. Minimize the percentage first, then only resend your paper. The second thing is we will try to read bits and pieces of paragraphs in the paper just to get an idea of the English level. Okay, because we don't want to have problem later on applying for Scopus, saying that our papers are of low quality because of the English language. All right. Okay, so the next one here. Okay, so this is the difference, okay, between plagiarism and also AI percentage. Usually, if you run Turnitin, you will find that the plagiarism is given in red color. Like for example, like this one is 29, right? And then the AI percentage will be given in blue color. Those days, I remember a few years ago, when I run Turnitin, the blue part at the bottom doesn't exist. We don't have any AI problem at that time. Okay, now we have it because we have all these AI tools coming in, right? Yeah, so somehow turning in can help to detect the AI percentage, but they are not always accurate. Okay, because I myself, sometimes I write paper by myself with my own wordings and everything, but it's so heartbreaking that when I run Turnitin, it detects my own sentences, my own paragraph as plagiarized AI. But I wrote it by myself. So I can say that actually it's not that reliable, but I have no choice because journals usually they will check this too. So I have no choice. Even if I have written it by myself and it is detected for AI, I still need to rewrite it again using maybe other restructuring the sentence again. Okay, all right. Okay, handling rejection and revise with resilience. Okay, so there are two types of rejection that I've personally gone through as well. The first one is soft rejection and the second one is hard rejection. Soft rejection, I can manage. Because usually soft rejection will come back and say that you have problem in your in your paper. For example, the plagiarism is high. Please reduce the plagiarism. Okay, it's okay, no problem. I can do that. Okay, your paper seems to have a very low quality English, for example. No problem. Send for proofreading. Okay, that is something that you can do and then resubmit back to them. That is what I call soft rejection. Okay, there's another one, hard rejection. Hard rejection means that they will just send you an email saying that your paper is not up to the standard of our journal, hence good luck publishing somewhere else. Okay, I've received some kind of emails also regarding that, okay, before this. All right, so this screenshot here is from one of my students. Okay, so this one here, I call this as soft rejection. Why? Because if you see, it says that authenticate. Okay, some journals, they use authenticate.com. Some journals use Turnitin. In Malaysia, I think Turnitin is quite famous. But if you send your paper outside for publication, some journals will tend to use Authenticate. Okay, so what I can say is that I've personally run my own paper using Authenticate and also Turnitin. I can tell you that Authenticate percentage is a bit harsh compared to Turnitin. For example, if you get Turnitin is 23, I can say that maybe Authenticate will give you around 31%. Okay, it's more rigorous. The scanning, the analysis of the plagiarism is more rigorous compared to Turnitin. All right. Okay, so we already did. Before we sent for this journal here for publication, we already run our Turnitin. It was quite low. But then because they are using Authenticate, so the percentage increased. Yeah, so they told us to reduce. So it said that it showed 17%. So they said that their journal policy is to be below 10%. So we have no choice. So we paraphrase again our paper wherever it's plagiarized to make it below 10%. Okay, and there's another comment from the journal here. If you can see, is please edit all citations and references according to APA 7 style. Okay, what happened is that in the website at that time, it was not mentioned. Okay, it was not mentioned which APA style to use. So my student used APA 6th edition. So APA 6th edition, which means that when they go through the citation and the reference list, they came back to us telling us that we need to use APA 7 instead of APA 6. Okay, but no worries, because they said that we are looking forward to getting your revised paper by replying to this email in a week. They give us time. This is what I call soft rejection. Okay, so soft rejection is good. Okay, so hard rejection is a bit disappointing. All right. Okay, so handling rejection and revise with resilience. Okay, so what happened is that those days when I first joined my postgraduate studies, my first paper was rejected. Yeah, so I was like, it was so heartbreaking, you know, knowing that some of your friends managed to go through a publication, but your paper was rejected. Okay, so what happened was that at that time, I mean, biasalah kita akan nangis bucu katil kan. So I pun go through juga that hard moment at that time. But then after a few rejections of my journal tu, baru I realised that don't waste your time, move on. Don't because your paper is rejected, you feel like, oh, my paper is not good enough, you put the paper aside. No. Yeah, because sometimes some journals, dia punya acceptance tu regarding your study ke, regarding your paper tu is different. Okay, so one man's trash is another man's treasure. So maybe one journal tak accept you punya paper, it's okay, you move on, find another journal. format balik dia punya setting tu, format balik, check balik you punya citations, reference list, ikut tak dia punya styling dia, resubmit to a different journal. Okay, so insyaAllah it will be published. Alright. Okay, so take feedback positively. I personally love it when journals come back to me and say that your paper is rejected due to the reasons given below. Oh, that is jackpot for me. Okay, why? Because I'm going to do all the corrections that's mentioned in the comment. One by one, I will look through and then I will make the best version of my paper. I will send it somewhere else because they already rejected my paper. Rejected with comments. That is a jackpot actually. All right. So rejections are redirections. Sometimes when you own self go through your paper, you will see like, oh, this is Q1 level paper. The content is so good. But when someone else is reading it, the person might have like 1,001 comments in their head going on. Okay. All right. So it's always good for your co-authors or maybe tell your friends to go through your paper before you send for publication. All right. Okay, so and then read reviewers' comments with an open mind with suggestions. Okay, use feedback to strengthen your methodology, clarify your arguments, and refine your writing. So whatever has been commented, fix it, and then move on. Submit it somewhere else. All right. Okay, strategically improve. Okay, don't rush your revision. Usually revision they take time. You need to discuss with your co-authors, you need to discuss with your students, see that we have done that or not, we have included this point of view or not, okay? So align your edits with the reviewer's concerns. Okay, change to new journal template, this is a must. For example, like first of all, you submit to journal A, it's a different template setting. And then you get comments, you fix all the comments, you want to send to journal B, you need to fix the template, set the template according to journal B, okay? All right, and then get a second opinion, for example, from your supervisor, okay, before resubmitting. And then also click submit. Okay, this is something that I used to tell my students, okay? And when your paper get rejected, no worries. Do all the settings, everything, you submit somewhere else, and I tell them you can sing this song here, Raw by Katy Perry, okay? All right, this is just to motivate them. All right, so enhancing your research visibility. Okay, this is something that I've also personally learned by myself when I was doing my postgraduate studies, okay? All right, so first thing first, you need to have an ORCID ID. This will take you actually a very long journey with this ORCID ID, okay? My ORCID ID was registered when I did my PhD, not when I did my master's, okay? Yeah, so some of my publication during my master's, I need to key in into my ORCID ID manually. Okay, so I wish I knew about ORCID ID earlier on, okay? All right, so ORCID ID, yes, very good. It's a very good platform for them to detect and for you to store your high quartile journals, okay, Scopus and also high quartile journals, okay? All right, and then the second one, present at conferences, okay? The other day, I was talking to my student, and my student said that, Doctor, this is a good conference I want to attend. It's hybrid, got virtual and also on-site. She said that I'm going to go for the virtual one. I said, no, you're going for the on-site one. I want you to go and present at the conference where all the eyes are looking at you, because I want you to familiarize. Because later on, you're going to go for your viva. You're going to go for your proposal defense. You're going to go for your viva. You need to be comfortable talking in front of people. So how to get that confidence of talking in front of people? Yeah, by presenting your research at conferences. Okay? So I told my students, no virtual, you're going on-site. You're going to present in front of all the eyes looking at you. I want you to gain the confidence, okay? All right, and then share your publication. This is also something that I used to do, and I've been doing as well. Okay, this is important for students and also for lecturers, like myself, okay? Because I want to increase my H index. To increase my H index, I need to share my publication with everyone. So I use platforms like ResearchGate. I use my own social media. Whenever I publish paper, I will post on my social media, let my friends know that I've published in this particular area, okay? Because I want them to maybe, if they feel helpful, they can cite my paper in their own publication. So this will actually help me to increase my H index, okay? And also helpful for postgraduate students as well. Okay, social media as an academic tool. Yeah, if any of you try to search for my social media, I'm only talking about my work most of the time. A little bit here and there about my kids, but most of the time I'm talking about my work. Okay, about the paper that I've published, about the grant that I've received, about the award that I've won at any innovation competition. It's all evolved around that, okay? Because I want people to know that I'm an active researcher. I want to, sell myself so that other people will come to me and say that, oh, let's collaborate. That's a very good news for academician like myself, okay? Join innovation competition. This is also something that I encourage my own students, postgraduate students, or my FYP students. I say, come on, let's join innovation competition. There are so many innovation competition nowadays. The latest one that I joined was the other day at iPictel UPM. That was the latest one that I joined the other day. And I got a gold medal for that. Yeah, so I always encourage my students as well to join innovation competition, okay? All right. And then join research groups. This is also something that I've done before this. So before this, the first research group that I joined was actually not a research group, but it was like a community for latex writing. Okay, so familiarize yourself with latex also. Okay, it's very helpful for postgraduate students. Okay, so one of the first ever community that I've joined was the latex community. Where I asked them questions about how to write coding for this table latex and that and this. From there, I met some of them who were in the same research area as mine. So I joined their community, like a pure maths community, like number theory research community, and so on. Okay, so join research groups which are very much related to your own research field. All right, so visibility at conference. This is something that I want to share with all of you. Okay, so if you see the guy sitting on the left, okay, sitting in the blue shirt. Okay, he is actually the person who wrote the book Rational Points on Elliptic Curves, which was actually my main source of knowledge that I was reading during my PhD. So I met this guy at a conference, and I went to him. I was nervous. I was in Brisbane at that time. I was nervous, but I was thinking that when else am I going to get chance to see this guy face to face and ask him to signature on my book? Yeah, so I went to him and I introduced myself, and I told him that I'm from Malaysia, I'm Sharina from Malaysia, I'm doing this study, and I said that I showed him the book. I said I bought this book. His name is Joseph Silverman. Yeah, so we call him Joe. Okay, so I said, Joe, is it possible for you to signature in my book? Instead of signing the book, he wrote me a piece of something on the paper. He said to Sharina, good luck with your studies, and I'm glad you like studying elliptic curves. Okay, so so both of me and him, we have the same research area, elliptic curves. Okay, all right. And then on the right hand side, the guy standing, he is also someone who I met during the conference, and he was quite important in my research study as well. He was later on appointed as my examiner for my PhD thesis. Yeah, so he wrote me a letter after the conference. 1 week after that, I received a letter from him. He was just congratulating me for what I presented at the conference and so on. Okay, even until now, I'm still in touch with my examiner here. All right. Okay, so this is good. This is the good side. Okay, the good opportunity that you will have when you present your research at a conference. It will pick up interest of some other people, and they will try to approach you. Okay. All right, so this is another advice that I would like to give all of you. I even advise this to my own students as well. Know your university's publishing requirements. You need to know the first semester itself, you need to know already what is required by your university. Is it that they want 2 scopus, 1 proceeding, or is it they want, there are some universities who want 1 book chapter, and also 1 WAS ranking journal. Yeah, so different universities have different requirement. You need to know your university's requirement. What is the scopus and WAS requirement, number of publication before your thesis submission, how many they want, supervisor and faculty review process also you need to know. Okay, all the documents that you need to sign before your viva, before your proposal defense, okay, and also the authorship hierarchy. Okay, usually authorship hierarchy, if you're a student, postgraduate student, your name would appear at the front, followed by your supervisor and co-supervisors and so on. Okay, all right. So I'm just giving some examples here. For UKM, for example, for PhD level, they want 2 scopus or WAS paper. For masters, 1 scopus or WAS paper. For UPM, they want 2 accepted journals in CIJ for PhD and 1 accepted journal in CIJ for masters. So different universities have different requirement. Please find out your university's requirement in the first semester itself. Okay. All right, so stay relevant and up to date. Learn latex. This is something that I've mentioned just now. Actually, the funny story about latex is that, I mean, yeah, come on, I'm Asian, right? Asian. You go to Australia for your PhD. So for the first meeting itself, my supervisor told me that, okay, you need to learn how to use latex because all the reporting, weekly update meeting, everything reporting will be submitted to him via PDF file written in latex. He said that. So I told him, I know how to use latex, thank God, because when I was doing my master's, I wrote my thesis in UPM using latex. Okay, yeah, so I know how to use latex. So I told him, I know how to use latex, and then he said that, oh, is it? Maybe, I don't know, maybe different perspective, right? So he told me that, okay, so he printed something from the mathematics book that he have in front of him. He said that, okay, take this, rewrite this in latex, and then submit to me this evening. So I went to the library, opened my latex, typed everything, the whole mathematics page, and then I submit to him, and then he said that, okay, you know how to use latex, that's good. Okay, and then he said, now we can move on to the next step, which is the literature review. All right. Okay, and then there's another one also that you might interest you to learn, which is Power BI. This is something that I've learned by myself in the beginning of 2024 because it seems like to be a requirement for my students. For my own students, when they want to go for industrial training, right, they need to know how to use Power BI. So I need to equip myself first with Power BI, then only I'm able to teach them. Okay, so these are some of the relevant things that you can learn as a postgraduate student. Okay, and then master reference managers. I mean, there are tons of YouTube videos that can actually help you to learn how to use Mendeley, EndNote, Zotero, and so on. Okay, attend research methodology workshops. I, as a lecturer, I have attended a couple of research methodology workshops, and they are really helpful. Okay, so please search for any methodology workshop that you can find on Facebook. There are a lot on Facebook. You can also join this doctorate support group. They will always publish about conferences and workshops going on. Okay, all right, and then join innovation and research competitions. Okay, and then learn how to apply for research grants. Yeah, if let's say your supervisor is planning to apply for research grant, offer help. Okay, doctor, maybe I can help you. Maybe there are some parts that you want me to write. You want me to write the literature review, or you want me to write the problem statement or something. You can learn how to apply for these research grants here. Okay, take online courses. Okay, like myself, every weekend I will try to go through one online courses, like just online, like a free online courses, anything. Okay, like the latest one, free online courses. Okay, the latest online free courses that I went through was how to use Scopus AI. Okay, Scopus. Now there's a new function, right, in Scopus. There's Scopus AI. Yeah, so I just watched some videos just to know how it works. Okay, and then practice academic integrity, and then also maintain work-life balance. This is very important. Okay, maintain work-life balance. When you are a postgraduate student, I know it's a little bit overwhelming. A lot of things to do, a lot of meetings to attend with your supervisor, a lot of discussion to go through, a lot of brainstorming need to be done. You will get burned out. Okay, so you need to maintain work-life balance. All right. So what I used to do is, I mean, this is not something good to do, but I've done it before during my PhD. I bring my laptop back home. Yeah. So even at night also, I will still do something on my laptop. It gets very addicting, doing work on your laptop. In fact, until now, I'm still doing it. Sometimes my kids come and ask me, what time are you going to stop with your laptop? I say, a bit more. Okay, so I kind of get very addicting, Okay, so, I mean, my advice for you all is try to maintain a work-life balance, okay? When you're working, put full force on your work. When you are having fun with your friends or, you're going out for the weekend, try to have fun. Okay, we need a balance in that. Okay, so at the end of the day, you will achieve what you have worked hard for, and it will all be worth it. Okay, so this is a picture of myself. I got my PhD in University of Queensland in 2017, and in 2018, I joined USIM, University of Science Islam Malaysia, as a lecturer until now. Okay, so that's all from me. I wish you all the best in your postgraduate journey. Enjoy and have fun. Thank you. Terajak masuk. Okay, nice. Okay.
Terima kasih diucapkan kepada Yang Berusaha Dr. Syarina binti Ismail daripada Universiti Islam Sains Malaysia di atas perkongsian sebentar tadi. Jadi majlis diteruskan lagi kepada panel jemputan kita yang terakhir pada hari ini, iaitu daripada Profesor Dr. Ramli bin Kamarudin, Pengarah Pejabat Antarabangsa, dan tajuk perkongsian pada hari ini adalah taklimat berkenaan pelajar antarabangsa. Majlis dengan segala hormatnya mempersilakan.
Okey, terima kasih Master of Ceremony. Apa khabar semua? How are you everyone? So thank you very much indeed for choosing UTHM as your study destination. So we are so grateful and so proud to have you here with us. So I've been told that there are also someone who are senior students. Thank you for coming to this event. So this session is about internalizations. I, myself, Ramli Kamarudin, the Director of the International Office, UTHM. So again, this is not just for international students, but this is also for everyone here, because we want to embrace everyone and we want to have our campus life and also happy, and everyone will blend together and then makes friends, and then we know each other and we learn from each other. Okay. So that's the organizations. So I believe everyone, you may know or may not know where is the office. If you know where is the library, you know where is the entrance of the library. So please, if you go, step up the stairs and then please turn left. You can see the international office. So we have a very committed member, whereby if you can see that normally international office is more focused on visa matters, because of, we are dealing with the students, international students who are would like to renew or maybe to get their student pass and so on. But other than that, we are also focusing on other parts, other activities such as student activities and then international engagement and also international network. So that is why anyone, not just the international student, to all students, our local students, pelajar-pelajar semua, you can reach us and then you can work with us. We have a lot of activities that we want to share together today. Okay. The good thing is that the fact is we have currently more or less 19,000 students, whereby approximately 1,154 international students. So thank you very much, our brothers, our sisters from 35 countries. So for your information, the top countries, the most students come from Indonesia. Thank you, terima kasih pelajar-pelajar dari Indonesia. And then we do have others like, for example, from UAE, Sudan, Yemen and Somalia. Thank you very much everyone. So we hope to get more students from all over the world. For example, like now we have 35 countries, and then we would like to have more than 35. Maybe next year we can have maybe 45 countries, and then at the end, maybe by 2030, we may have almost hundreds countries in the world. So according to this result, I would like to everyone knows that 5 years ago, before COVID time, we only have 70 undergraduate students. Alhamdulillah, nowadays we have almost 500 undergraduate students, which is very, very thankful to everyone, thankful to all of you who join us as your students. So kepada pelajar-pelajar yang lokal kita, pelajar-pelajar tempatan, kita embrace international student ini kerana mereka membawa satu perkara-perkara baru dalam kehidupan, dalam activities. Dan the most important thing is now is a globalization, maksudnya dunia is very small, so we are cannot be hanya berada pada tempat kita saja. we have to look further, we have to reach out all over the world. So this is very important. And yes, we are aiming at the international office, we are aiming to get more and more students. That is why I will share with you some incentive or some benefits as the students of UTHM. Okay, so those are the mobility, the partners and mobilities. We have many partners and maybe mobilities to many countries. So as a student of UTHM, all of you have this kind of opportunities. Through my office, particularly Head of Department of Mobility and Student Experience, we would like to encourage, we can give some budget to the students who can go for overseas. Maybe like, for example, long-term mobility or short-term mobility. In fact, the budget may not so sufficient, but we will work hard to get some of them we get a scholarship. For example, like we have a scholarship from Korean Tech, we have a 2-3 semester student went there with the scholarship, and many more from Japan and so on. Not only that, we also have new partners come from Mexico and also Uzbekistan. So we thankful that we have this kind of people. So everyone here, local students, international students, you have the opportunities to grab. For example, like you are postgraduate students, we also encourage postgraduate students to go overseas to do internship. Not internship because of do whatever it is, like company, it is not like that, but internship in terms of doing research. For example, like when you do research here, you can also extend your research, or you can do measurement to any parts of our partners. So we encourage that to the students too. Please take this opportunity, please grab this opportunity. All right. As I mentioned, we are not just discussing or dealing about visa matters, but we do have others important parts of internalization. Because what we aim is we want to make our campus, UTHM, for example, like we call internalization at home. For example, we embrace internalizations, we embrace international students as well as our local students. So we want everyone to learn from each other, to make friends, and then to learn something new. So what is the best thing, what is the best greet when we meet up with our friend? We should ask, for example, what we can ask is, what are you learning today? What you have learned today? What you can learn today, for example? Or can you share something with me? What is the best thing in your country, for example? So we can also learn that between our peers and colleagues. Okay, this is also very important things that I would like to share with everyone, not just international students, but also to staff and also our students, all students. If you look at the incentive here, we encourage the students to be our introducer, means that student get students. So the university is happily to announce that we are providing some incentive to the student. For example, as a student, you cannot be the agent of the company because your focus is to study. Your focus is to complete your study and get whatever it is. For example, master degree or undergraduate degree as well as PhD degree. But along the line, you can assist, you can help university to get more students. You can tell your friends, your relative at home there, or maybe any countries there, you ask them to come and join UTHM. So for example, like to become an introducer, then every student that you bring, you will get 1,000 ringgit. If you are our alumni later on, and then you form any agent or company, and then you can join us as an agent. And then every student that you bring, you will get 2,000. So this is the initiative that university thinks very important to giving back to you, because you know that the more, the merrier. So we would like to have more and more and more, so that we can have a lot of activities together, so that we can have many countries come to UTHM particularly. In fact, that will be beneficial to our community or society among here, like Pahit Raja as well as Batu Pahat. All right, but there are terms and conditions for that. Agent must be a registered companies, and then we have to sign the contracts together. We have to agree with the contracts, and then there are some registration fees. For agent, the registration fee is about 500 ringgit per year, and then for the introducer, the introducer fees is 100 ringgit per year. So the fees is very important, so that when we have this kind of fees, we can have a very good management, so that everyone is happy. So please join us as our introducer for the students. This is also open to our local students, not just for the international students. Because if our local student, if you join us as introducer, then you will help us to outreach the people outside there. At the same time, actually, you are also enhance your networking to the people all over the world. So please take this opportunity and join us as our introducer. For agent, we can talk it later when you become our alumni or when you have a company, then we can talk later. Right. But to those, if you are our alumni, then please think to do so. If you are establishing or form your company, particularly for student recruitments. So we are encouraged to everyone to come and join us. All right. And then not just that, I would like to also encourage our students to become to the buddies for the international student. We have many international students come for mobility, and then we also have many new international students who are really need assistance from their colleague, from their buddies. So please join us as buddies, so that this will give a good memories, good memorable, as well as a good experience to the new students. Just imagine if you go somewhere overseas, you also been assisted by the buddies over there. When you've been assisted, I can say that for sure, trust me, that you will feel so happy, because you're not just so happy, you feel so confident. Not just that, you can also build up relationship and friendship with your new friends. So we would like to have that culture here at UTHM. So yeah, there are some benefits for the buddies. So if you want to have more further discussion or more for information, please do contact me or contact any officers at International Office. We were happy to assist you. All right, that's it for today. So I'm really happy to greet all of you. Thank you very much indeed for joining us, joining UTHM. So please be part of our journey. Please be part of our Global Technopreneur University framework, Global Technopreneur University vision and mission. So please, you know that after you finish your study, you are our ambassador. You are our ambassador, which is we are very rely on you to make our university great. Thank you very much. Bye bye, and I hope to see you. Good luck for your study. Okay, alright. Oh, lupa nak tak. Tapi boleh cut.
Terima kasih diucapkan kepada yang berusaha, Profesor Dr. Ramli bin Kamarudin daripada Pejabat Antarabangsa di atas perkongsian sebentar tadi. Jadi saya harap tuan-tuan, puan-puan dan hadirin sekalian, taklimat pada hari ini dapat membantu anda semua untuk perjalanan dalam pengajian anda dalam Pasca Siswaza di UTHM. Jadi tuan-tuan, puan-puan dan hadirin sekalian, majlis kita pada hari ini pun telah sampai ke penghujungnya. Dengan taklimat terakhir tadi, jemputan kita terakhir daripada panel jemputan kita pada hari sebentar tadi, maka sempurnalah program Postgraduate Welcome Day 2025 pada hari ini. Bunga seroja di atas para, jatuh ditimpa buah berangan. Andai kata tersilap bicara, kemaafan jua kami pohonkan. Sebelum mengakhiri atur cara majlis pada hari ini, saya mewakili jawatan kuasa penganjur ingin memohon maaf dan maaf jika terdapat sebarang kekurangan dan kekhilafan sepanjang majlis ini berlangsung. Sekian, kami akhiri majlis kita pada hari ini dengan ucapan ribuan terima kasih.